I ain't gonna lie to you. When I'm in Jamaica, I'm gonna get lost because
I'm just gonna eat anyway.
people are gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like,
when you going to Jamaica?
Sorry. At some point in my life, I'll be there.
Oh, I'm going to Jamaica soon, boy.
Yeah, I need to go. I've never been to that part of the Caribbean. I've never been to like black Caribbean. Tell a lie, actually. What's the place?
Barbados.
Not Barbados.
Bahamas.
Bahamas is black. It's black. It's blacks.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Because you was on the resort. That's why.
There were no resorts.
Really?
The island I went to is tiny. I went actually across the whole island in like half an hour. The whole island.
Our Wi-Fi
Resort,
wasn't working last night, so I sat and chatted to the missus for a change. I'm surprised to hear she no longer works at Woolworths.
Oh, man. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of the Eloquently Say Nothing podcast. This is episode 85.
Yeah.
Hashtag ESN Pod, at ESN Podcast on all your social medias. I am Stavros Boss, and in the room with me tonight, I have Mr. Wolf.
Yes, what's going on, people? Hope everybody's well.
Where is it?
Yeah, go on.
No, there's no proverb. You might have to come back to me.
Jesus Christi. All right,
2016.
yes.
Only certain man know about that, you know.
At AKA _ Mr. Wolf on Twitter and AKA Mr. Wolf on Instagram. And also in the room with us, we have Big Wahala.
What's good, people? Big Wallah's in the building. At Big Wallah on Insta, at Big Wallah on Twitter.
Are you ready for your conversation that happens to be candid?
I've had the candid conversation still. It was a sticky one still. Yeah, I've had it, man.
Okay, yeah, we'll get to you in a minute, baby. Just chill out. It was a yes or no question.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. And also we have Simple Simon.
Joker. Well gone, people. Mr. Problematic in the building. Yes.
Hold on. It's Problematic. That's going to be my new thing from now on. I'm doing that. The hand claps is going to be there. At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. How you doing, bro?
I'm alright, man.
We should discuss that, though.
What's that?
It's the ESN podcast, man, then Problematic.
Yeah, let's discuss that then. Let's go right into it.
Let's get to these, because these gathering pod girls are coming for us, man.
Hold on, have you got your thing yet?
Oh, no proverb today, man.
All right, cool. Let's go on then.
It's podcast beef with the gathering pod. Salute the gathering pod. They're doing their thing, but they called us Problematic.
Problematic.
I'm sure they were bantering anyways, but still, let's get to them anyway, just because we can.
Who called who problematic?
You think they were problematic?
Yeah.
Or you, potentially, yeah.
In fact, let me say one or two things before we get into that. Yeah?
Go on, bro.
First things first, I've been away for 2 episodes, innit?
Yeah,
At least two.
2 episodes.
You were missed, bro.
You look like you lost weight as well.
I didn't even pick you up
You think
last
so?
week.
Oh, yeah, I noticed. But it's all good. And you feel I lost weight?
Your face looks slimmer still.
He would come back to that, innit?
Stress, man, stress. But anyway, on the last podcast that I was on, I forgot to mention that I gave blood, you know, and it is one thing that I will encourage everybody to do. I felt proud of myself and giving blood for sickle cell. I think there's also places that you can give blood for lupus, I believe. So I will encourage everybody to do so. There are a few events that take place for people of African and Caribbean descent to give blood because we just do not do it.
I think you, the one you went to was for sickle can.
Yes.
Yeah, so big up sickle can.
And it's
big
funny.
like Kenny.
Yeah, it's funny that I know a lot of the people that help put that thing together.
Yeah, I know a couple as well. At one point, I want to try and get a couple of them on the show, to be honest.
Yeah,
so we
man.
can have that discussion. I said I was going to do it. It's me being long, to be honest. Anybody that we want to get guests, please bear with us. It's not a case that we don't want you on. It's just that sometimes, like today, we're doing podcasts at 2 a.m. in the morning.
2 a.m.
Yeah, man.
So
It's
it's
2 a.m.
only when we can get everyone together. It's
Friday night
We're
slash
proper like
Saturday
Wu-Tang,
morning.
boy. To get all of us at the same time ain't easy. And then
Anytime.
we don't actually know when we're gonna do the podcast sometimes, like until the
What
day
are
before.
who are you apologizing to?
I'm not apologizing. I'm talking in general, innit? So people that know that, you know, when we're saying I'll get you on or we'll get you on at some point in time, it's not as easy as just to say we're gonna get you on next week or the week after or the week on this, that, and the other.
But to be honest with you, if you know, you know, innit? If you know, you
You
know.
know.
But they don't know. That's what I'm saying. So
They do now.
yeah,
You get me. The other thing is, you mentioned it last week briefly about the gathering that I put together at the park, and we spoke about getting together many times before, you know, parties and what have you. And this is part of the reason why I done it. I used my birthday as an excuse to get people together. It was 2 weeks after my birthday, and it was great, bro.
I'm sick of you old blacks having birthdays.
I enjoyed it, man.
I'm sick of you old blacks. Having
Nah,
birthdays.
man. Listen, unlucky because unfortunately my man couldn't be there. Wahala couldn't be there because of prior arrangements. But the whole crew were there. A few people couldn't make it, but we still had about, I don't know, I think it was about 70 or 80 people down there at one stage. Music was blazing, sun was blazing, food and drink. The rum punch was on point. You know what I mean? There was loads of drink, man. It was wicked. I enjoyed myself.
Our man was there with the drinks again.
Yeah, my man, Signature Effects. I've known for a little while,
Gets about, innit?
and
big him up, man.
yeah, man, he's doing his thing. He's like a mobile drinks man, so he does loads of cocktails and punch and all sorts, man. And he sorted the people out, got everybody kind of wavy.
Yeah, check him out on Instagram.
Was it-
Signature Effects still?
It was a Ray and nephew that he was making a punch and
Yeah.
he just turned it over and he was just
And
talking to
flung
somebody
it.
else and I just left it there. I'm like, bruv, are you putting the whole thing? He's like, yeah. I'm like, the whole bottle. Yeah. Anyways, that's for the people that drink. I don't drink, so
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Talking about Ray and Nephew, shout out the Off the Cuff Boys and their live show. I tried to get them lot lean off that day, man.
Oh, it was you they were talking about.
Not just me, bruv. Everyone was trying it, but I also added my own to try and get them off lean. Mr. Vans was finished. Big up Mr. Van. He was finished. By the time that them man got to the end, Mr. Van was barely able to see. Put it that way. Foles was a bit more smart. He tried his best to avoid it, but Mr. Vans was just taking the drinks.
Getting hit.
Even the man out that's one of them girls there didn't slip something in there.
Slipping my hickey,
He
boy.
like that. What's his name? Cosby wasn't in the crowd, boy.
You know,
Would've
like
been a
that.
bit of a problem.
Hit him with the quaaludes.
Isn't it? Them Quaalude, boy. Anyway, let's get into this thing, man. Problematic.
Yeah,
Problematic
low,
staff. That's what we should
mat-
call you from now on. Problematic staff boss.
Hold on.
Why is he problematic?
How did it start off with we, the ESN guys, are we problematic till problematic staff? Staff is problematic.
Hold on.
Because you're the one that always gets blocked.
Who's made the claim? I don't know what's going on here.
All right, so Stav, as his normal self, has gone on to Twitter and went to go and harass women because that's what he does on Twitter. and then it came to a point where they were bantering back and forth, whatever. And then that's that. But then at one point, they said that we're problematic, and then I was thinking, of course, Stav's problematic, not me. You should be talking about as well. But then it was like, nah, you as well. And then Simple Simon, and I was like,
I
how?
don't know how I caught a stray bullet. I don't know how I caught a stray bullet.
One,
Got
of
it in the arm,
one of
innit?
your dreads was just hanging on to the end, didn't it?
I don't know what happened, boy. I just got hit with a ricochet. and just
Colour
boom.
out of the box, ladies have said you're problematic as well.
The colour of the box said me.
Yeah.
I'm problematic.
Yeah.
Ban
Yeah.
colour out of the box, they did it. Ban them, innit? Come on the show and they cause grief. They already told me I'm aggressive. Now they're telling me I'm problematic. In fact, it's only one of them, you know.
I don't know
It's
if-
only one of them
I
still.
don't know. I don't know if those were the exact words,
Mm.
but they've made reference to there's certain things you've said that they weren't happy with.
Don't worry, man. Colour out of the box love me anyway. They love me.
Look at that smile.
The other day they was telling me that they was respecting my comments at one point. So I'm
At one point.
yeah. So I think one day Mo from Colour Out the Box is on my side. The next day she's not on my
But
side.
this
but
is-
bigger up still.
This is the point. You can't agree with what everybody says. So
All
it's
the
not.
time.
It's not problematic. It's not. The person's a saint. It's just that you are, or you know, a person is a decent person from what I can see. They're not the devil. They're not an angel either. Sometimes I agree with what they say. Sometimes I disagree with what they say. It doesn't have to be this problematic title.
But you are
It doesn't-
problematic, though, bro.
So what?
Go-
So
go-
what are we saying that?
Sometimes I don't.
Are we saying that because I know this is what you do? Is it because you challenge people on Twitter that they have an issue with it?
No, he's a
Challenge.
he's a troll though. Still,
No.
Are you a troll, bruv?
he's Tekashi 6ix9ine, isn't it? Stavros 6ix9ine. That's what they should call him.
Having fun in the booth.
No, what was it that the problem was today? I can't even remember what it was, man.
Today.
So,
even.
what's it?
Flipping heck, boy. So
Every
what is
day. That's what I'm saying. Daily.
Is this a
Stavros
daily
gets
thing?
blocked daily. Yeah.
Flipping heck. Are they blocking you, bruv?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Fucking hell, what you
Stav
saying
can
to
go
these
on the
women?
post and
I've
say,
got,
hello.
I've
and
got,
it
I've
block.
got a hashtag now for when I get blocked. It hasn't got enough on it yet, so I'm not going to publicize it. But once I get a few more under my belt, I'll push out the hashtag.
Tell the people now, bruv.
Yeah, but wait, it's not enough,
No,
man.
but wait,
True.
but wait. I'm asking the question, yeah. Like, are you just assuming this position now? Are you just gonna be that guy now?
What
Because
guy is that?
it might sound like it's deliberate, like you're doing it on purpose, like you want people to block you.
No. There are times where people query me and we have a debate and I get blocked. And there are times where
You saying it like it's like, you know.
Man, this gets blocked, man.
where I go to somebody else's page and query them, and then I get blocked. But the thing is, I don't go to somebody that. What a lot of the time, what I'll see is because I follow people that do a lot of retweets.
Yeah.
So if it's somebody that's got written a comment and it's quite popular and it's got 25 people have responded. This is not the most people could respond, but anyways, 25 people have answered the question or whatever.
How can man just be getting blocked everywhere?
How can you block?
How can you block? It's
How
not-
can you block me, sir?
So I will come and I'll say, I'll give my answer. All right, everybody else has made their comment. I'll comment on it too. And if they happen to respond to me, that's the time when the conversation might make block. But the thing is,
Give me an example as to why they block you. Like, what do you say? What are you typing?
Bruv, he could say
what's going on?
hello and they'll block him
But why?
because it's problematic. As they said, I don't know.
Well,
why
have
they
you
blocked
built a
them.
reputation out there?
No. I'm not
just mocking him,
popular like that. There was a time when somebody said, I can't even be bothered to go back because the last time I've been blocked has been about 2 weeks ago now. I can't remember. the last
About 2 weeks. That's how you know it's happening. With
I don't know. I
frequency.
don't even know if I've been blocked.
But
That's the beauty of being blocked, isn't it?
But how does he always know then?
I have no idea.
Could he go to go and talk to them again and it is cut?
yeah, it's like,
Fair
you
enough.
can't respond. Because often it won't just be that I've made my comment, they didn't like it, a block.
Did they sneak block you?
Sometimes it will be, I think that might have happened too, but sometimes it will be, they make a comment, I say, I disagree because of this and that reason. Then they make a comment, and I say, well, this is my rebuttal. Then they make a comment, and then when I go to make a comment, you're blocked. So it's like, I don't want to argue with you anymore, whether it's because I feel you're being rude, whether I think you're being dismissive, or whether you're just long. Other people would give up after 2 times. You keep coming back and back and back and back.
Boy,
and what I would
that's
say
my
is,
life, man.
it's because usually it's the women that block. Yeah, no offense, but usually it's the women that block.
As a man blocks you.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
All right. So usually it's the women that block. And what I would say is that I'm trying to do you a favor because you're wrong and I'm right. So I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you and bring you over to the righteous side. A lot of the times it will be relationship stuff as well. So me being the self advised relationship expert, I feel I know what I'm talking about with some of these things. So if I'll tell you about the ones today. Actually, self-proclaimed. I'll talk amongst yourselves. I'll find the one today that actually happened, and this is why it started in the first place today.
I haven't even seen today's one.
Does this one require?
Is this the one where I got the stray bullet? Yeah.
Yes.
Is this requiring?
That's yesterday, isn't it? That's yesterday, not today. It's like yesterday.
I thought it was like this morning.
It's today, man.
I don't know, bro.
Or something happened today.
Daily, I find stuff involved in some form of discussion or something, man. Somebody's looking to.
Oh yeah, okay. There was yesterday and then today, but it's the same people that I'm discussing with.
You know what? Sometimes I feel like if Twitter was the streets, I would have to be backing stuff beef every day. You know, every day I'd have to be looking behind my back to see whether or not somebody's coming for me for staff. Boy, it's too much. It's too much. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Me that always likes to abuse staff. Sometimes he's not even doing anything wrong. I think people read stuff wrong. I think people read stuff wrong often as well.
Does that make him a bad writer?
At times.
Nah, I don't.
You know what the problem with Stav is? He doesn't read the room because he doesn't care about what's in the room.
No,
he can go into a room full of Asian people speaking Punjabi that can't speak English and expect them to understand it, and then get vexed when they don't. A bit like when I was trying to order the chicken that day.
I disagree.
I get you.
Fraggle!
I get him.
Fraggle!
I disagree with him. I disagree with you. What I would say is that everybody in the room can speak English. And maybe they don't like, no, I don't like that example because everybody can understand what I'm saying. And what it is.
He said you're British, basically.
No.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I think put it this way. I don't.
No,
wanna
he doesn't. The
I
British
don't
part
want-
is that he doesn't care whether or not you understand what is coming out of his mouth.
No. I don't want to be condescending because what I found with men and women these days it's a shame that men are coming around to this side, and I'll comment on that later on if you remind me about something. So if you're talking about the bow thing, remind me later. Yeah,
The both.
the bow. Just mention the bow thing, and I'll explain something to you.
Okay.
That people want to be humoured and they want to be spoken down to. It's like they want to be spoken down to. So it's problematic when you're being honest with somebody. It's problematic when you're being direct with somebody. It's problematic when you tell somebody they're wrong and just tell them they're wrong. Because I've been told umpteen times, well, there's another way you could put it. So once they want, because if they're sensible enough, they'll admit they're wrong. But then they say, but, you know, you could have said it another way. But why do I have to say it another way? It was A and you said it was B. So I said, no, it was A. And they're like, no, but what you should have said is that maybe B is not the right way to put it. Maybe there's another road you can go down.
I think
I'm
sometimes.
like, why should I tell you that? Are you 5 that I need to talk to you like that? It was A. So I'm telling you it's A.
I think sometimes people see things as an attack rather than a discussion. So when you write something, sometimes it can look like you're just trying to attack them. And plus, you try to add humor sometimes into your comments. And if your humor is not understood by that person that's reading it, it can come across as that you're just being rude.
Yeah, so that condescending flex.
But then there's also a genuine number of people that just want people to agree with them.
Of course.
They don't
and that's why I said that there's times when I think that he's done nothing wrong, bro. But it is what it is. They just block him. But I just don't understand why. It just gets blocked.
All right, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. All right.
You know what? It came. Sorry, just to add,
Go on.
the blocking started when he married Ghanaians. Yeah, there's no doubt. it's a representation of his head. Representation of his head. You know.
His head shape changed.
Yeah.
So the Gathering Pod, who as we are recording have had 10 episodes, and they've had their anniversary episode for 10. So congratulations to them.
Congratulations.
And So on that note, and they were speaking about they don't get enough feedback. They actually mentioned this because they put out what do you call it? A competition. No, competition.
Yeah, that was
on episode 9, and they said we get they do actually have feedback on social media. They even bigged us up on episode 10 and saying thank you for the feedback from us and other people and other podcasts. But they said the competition they did, there weren't enough people that responded, and even I got the question. I could have answered the question. It was just like, what's your favorite part of the show? What did you enjoy about the show? And we'll send you something. And even I didn't assume something because I assumed other people would write in. So let me not say that. Yeah. So I left that as that. But then on episode 10, they said we didn't get enough feedback, man. We didn't get enough answers to the question. We're gonna leave it open for another week. Let us know what you think about the show, innit? Let us know. Talk to us. Don't DM us. They even cussed. We keep getting these inboxes and DMs telling us, tell us in public, innit? Tell us what you feel about the pod. Okay, that's what they said on episode 10. So after I listened to episode 10, I actually wrote something on public.
And
I said, I think I figured out the pattern
on
on the Gathering Pod show. They start off hyper but innocent and work their way up to a vicious state where they fling abuse at those they count as nonsensical, which culminates in the L of the week, because at the end of the L of the week and the win of the week, yeah? People of weak disposition need not listen. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm saying that they start off, whatever, because they have a topic. They usually work around 2 topics, 1 or 2 topics. They talk. And as they get more comfortable, you can see that the barriers drop. They get more into it. And these two ladies, they don't hold back. So once they, get relaxed, they start dubbing people. And I love it. I'm all there for it. It's wicked. Yeah. So I wasn't saying it in a bad way. I'm like, that's, they start, they get to the smoke that I enjoy. So they come back with, let me see, because Kismet came to my rescue. Thank you very much, Kismet. We love you. We love you.
Came to your rescue, like they were coming down with atomic bombs.
He's trying to say, again, this is the problematic stuff. He's trying to say that black women are aggressive and that he can't just, he can't talk to a black woman without them trying to attack him. This wasn't problematic stuff.
They said, fling abuse. Please expand on this. We don't usually speak about individuals during the main segment. We mainly give our opinions on the topic at hand. We are all for opinions, but I'm not going to tolerate someone making unfair statements about what we choose to put out.
Stand up.
Hey.
Slander.
Sounding a bit personal, ain't it?
I'm not even gonna go further down.
That's
because
long.
it,
Oh yeah,
it goes on.
that's
continue
long,
to
that's
read
long.
this thing.
It goes on forever and ever.
That's long, it's long.
Yeah, but basically, it got worse.
Yeah, but that's the juicy bit, bruv.
Then they can go and read it, innit? It's there. Go to my Twitter feed. At Stavros Bus. It's there somewhere, innit? They can. It got worse and then it got better. But the thing is, I'll put them on blast. All the beef happened on public, but when we made peace, we made peace in private.
Yeah, because they want the smoke in it. That's what I would do too. I won't even make peace.
I'm still confused at how I caught a stray bullet.
because you are also problematic.
How?
Because you're a half.
It came
Half
down to
what?
A half Nigerian, half Jamaican. That's a problematic person.
once the
Oh,
peace was
God.
made in private.
That's cheating in both nations.
Yeah.
I don't like you, no. I've never liked you, bro.
Suck your mama.
Once the
So
peace
ya meat.
was made in private, they came back to public and it was all sweet and low. This one here, Wahala tried to make a joke digging at me,
Yeah.
and it came back at him.
And I got a straight bullet back. I was like, how?
He's like, yeah, you can talk. You're problematic, and I can't recognize everybody's voices, but I know it's you and Simple Simon as well.
Bruh.
And look at this bastard here sitting there.
Like he's not the most problematic one of us all.
I'm doing my Eddie Murphy laugh, boy.
So all I'm saying is for the masses
I'm
out
the
there,
innocent man.
allow this. I don't like this problematic term because I think it's flung around too. Yeah, sorry, you're right. The problematic term. It's flung about too recklessly. I think if you're listening to the podcast and you actually enjoy the podcast, which I think these ladies do, maybe I'm being too forward.
Stop me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Stop me if I'm wrong.
Exactly.
So they said they liked it.
Okay. Then sometimes, like you said, I listen to other people's podcasts. There's bits on there, bits I don't agree with what they're saying, but I'm never gonna agree with everything you're saying, innit? So it's not problematic. I just disagree with this bit, and I agree with
I
that.
don't think it's just them though. I think a lot of people probably think that
But it's-
if they listen to us on a regular basis, we see some aspects of us to be problematic. Potentially.
Okay, then let's
But I
break
think-
down what's problematic.
I don't know.
I think we potentially do have some problematic things, but I don't think
Simple Simon, flesh it up, bruv.
I don't think they're necessarily intentional.
Go on.
And I think we do a lot of work to
the community.
no, we
Past the Umar business, yeah.
no, I'm saying we do a lot of work to fight against the
LeBron James, baby.
the prejudices and stuff that we know has been like grown into us and stuff like that.
Go on. Give me an
and-
example,
and
because I don't know if I
we're
do.
trying to understand, like, okay, the generation before us didn't have this women's rights, so didn't really care about women business as much as we do.
All right. You talk about we are trying to fight what's in us. So don't worry about the people before
Yeah, so
us. What is
what-
it that you are doing that you feel, or that you did, or that was in you almost, and you said, "Well, I've got rid of this. I've panned it out."
What's made you change?
This is something I'm cognizant of, and I try not to do it. And we are working together as men not to do such and such.
I think
Because I ain't doing that shit.
my
Problematic.
I think probably my anti.
That's the episode.
Of course.
My anti-weave stance. I don't talk about that no more.
Damn you, weave wearers, man, or damn the weave itself. All right, see, I was.
See,
all right, there you go.
that's a problematic.
Okay,
stance.
yeah, all right. No, it's not problematic. That is an example of me winding back. Because before I would say damn weave wearers, whereas now I just say damn.
You
the
would
weave.
actually run them to hell, innit?
No, I'll say bun the weave to hell now instead of the person wearing the weave. Yeah. So,
So you have
yes.
changed. Yeah,
You've changed.
Yeah. Okay. You give me an example. You
gave you
But-
answered it yourself.
But bun weave, bun wigs, all that straight stuff, allow it. And the example I give now when I'm telling people, and this is one thing that I've actually started saying to people, women, sorry,
Okay.
and they actually listen.
That they
It's
look
mad.
beautiful.
It's mad. No, when I told them that, I still got cussed.
I'll talk to you. I'm going to say something after the count.
I say I've got a young daughter now, yeah, and if all my daughter sees, because usually,
Oh, yes.
it'll usually be in public,
Yes.
and I
I've
say
used
look around at all the women here. Now 7, 8 out of 10 of them have straight hair that is not theirs somehow, whether it's been relaxed or it's weave or it's wig or whatever. If my daughter grows up around this and she's gonna feel that this is the sign of beauty, then that's what she's gonna want to do. And I say, and you can't argue with that really, unless you're being stupid. But you can't argue with that. This is what beautiful women do. This is what you do when you get older. When you become a lady, you straighten your hair. Having natural hair is not what you do when you get older. And I say, you women have black women have a responsibility to your what's coming behind you, to show them that this is not necessarily what you need to do to be beautiful. The same way us men have a responsibility to the people coming behind us, to treat women well, to go and work properly for our jobs, not to show them to be criminals and whatnot. So I take that responsibility seriously. and you guys know I do. I take my responsibility serious as an elder. I'm not that old yet, but I'm an elder to 20-year-olds, to 15-year-olds, that this is the path you should take. And you don't just do it with words, you do it with actions.
Oh, you have to say that to a woman as well, because
So-
they deal with action and word, boy.
So there you go. So that's what I'm saying.
That's the best way you ever put this
My
situation.
daughter grows up, because we were in the park the other day and I said it to a couple of girls in the park, and there was enough girls in the park when we were doing Mr. Wolf's thing, and I told them to look around, and I think it's because so many women had it that they didn't argue with me. And my daughter was right there in front of their face. I had my daughter in my hand.
Just looking.
Yeah, exactly. I said, this is what she sees, and I turn around and everybody can see it. This is what she sees.
But then here's the funny thing. You said as women get older,
Crackers.
as women get older, the straight hair is the thing that becomes the sign of beauty. But there is I've noticed that when black women get to a certain age, they go natural.
They do.
I've noticed
I think
that.
they-
After that 35 going into 40 and that, it's dreadlocks and
I think
it's
there's,
locks and all
I
them kind of
think
things.
the's a group that go natural.
Yeah, there's still
and
others that
There's
stay.
still a large
But
group
even
that
then,
does not.
15-year-old is looking at a 20 to 25-year-old. They're not looking at the 40-year-old that I want to emulate the 40-year-old. That's
Well, to
anti-status.
be fair,
You're looking at
Nowadays,
bigger
you're
sister
getting,
status.
you're getting 40-year-olds that look younger than a 20-year-old.
Hey, Angela Bassett, bro.
The thing I'll say about
She's
this
not 40,
situation
bro.
with the hair thing, I think one, there's a film coming out with what's that woman's name?
Saying Lathan.
Yeah, she's doing something about that. And two, the thing I always say
doing
with
something about what?
about like to do with hair and another thing.
the-
But,
but the-
the thing about another thing that I always say with
This
Stav
soft, soft hair woman.
she's cut her hair off or whatever. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've seen it.
But I think that's part of the program to talk about straightening.
Oh,
hair
she looks
and
so
stuff.
much better with no hair.
I think that also.
Oh.
But
Yes.
the thing I always say with Stav though is that you're so hard on the women, but I never hear you talk about the boys that are relaxing their hair like foolish idiots, and there's plenty of them doing it.
They're lost, man.
Yeah, no, you got to talk to them same way you talk to the women though.
They're lost.
So they're lost, so you can only risk it away.
Do young men grow up idolizing straight hair?
I don't know, but they're
No.
all doing it, bruv. They're all doing it. All these young boys do it.
doing it,
That's
bruv.
a-
What are you talking
Bruv,
about?
they enough of them. The footballers all remember. All the footballers were doing it. These young boys in or the area that I'm in, none of these young boys have got this straight hair,
Footballers, yeah.
I don't see them doing it.
bruv. They do
I
it.
see, I see one or two.
They
What,
conk their hair.
what I see is these young footballers, they kind of twist their hair.
Some of them, yeah.
And then they kind of colour it in blonde and all these
Yeah,
kind of
and
things.
some of
But
them
I
are-
don't see no Jericho.
Bruv, they conk their hair, man.
That's an example. Wahala is giving an example of how we are trying to fight this patriarchal thing that I was talking about earlier. He's looking for real equality, where he's saying you should treat both sides the same. Whereas back in the day, man, them wouldn't even be thinking about that.
I'm still not
I've
thinking about
always cussed those man with their hair like that.
I cuss them.
I cuss the man more than I cuss
So
the woman.
you know I cuss them. But
But you don't come out in public. They'll say, "Well, you
do
come
I
out
know
for-
any man that does that?
Probably.
Where?
I don't know, but
I
you
don't
probably
doesn't,
do.
bruv.
I don't know
Bruv,
any
they're
men that
few
do
and
that.
far between, you know.
Which man do you know that does that? But personally,
Remember, I'm outside and I see
remember,
everybody.
I remember, brother. I don't even know if I can say his name though.
I can't remember.
Just
this
call
is my
him-
point.
But I know, man. That's
CS.
Is it-
Coffee drink.
This is a college or something you're talking
No,
about.
no, it's a coffee drink.
So it's not nobody that we know.
Yeah, it is that we know, but the name of the person is
His
a
name,
coffee drink.
Espresso, cappuccino,
But I don't know who you're talking about.
mocha.
Okay. Did he do that? I didn't even notice.
I don't know. He's talking about stuff.
Okay, well, you'll
Like
figure
Louis-
it out.
like
You'll-
Louis
you'll-
Saha.
you'll figure it out. But the point is,
Enough
that
man's done
when
it,
I
man.
ask you,
You did it even at one point.
Who?
No.
Oh yeah, did you have a Jerry?
no,
We used to conk his hair still.
not used to. Once my mum put relaxing my hair.
He conked
For
his
what
hair.
reason again? I can't even remember.
He
why.
wanted to make it soft.
Yeah, but I cut it the day after. I think I did it before something, and then I cut it the day after. So it wasn't a long time thing. I cut it the day after. But
Well,
anyways,
but there are boys
Cut
out
it.
there, and
I'm
I don't-
not
and
saying-
and
I'm not saying
and
that-
you can't scatter them same way.
two things. One, I don't know anyone that does it. All right.
Mm.
So when I ask you, you know, you cannot answer the question. If I ask you how many women,
if
if I ask you how many women you know that have straight hair, you can answer many answers. So that's one.
Many,
and then
many,
two,
so
there
many,
is such a thing
many.
as a lost cause.
What does that
And
mean?
some of these men are lost causes. And I fight for my sisters. I don't necessarily fight so hard for my brothers. So you can call it, a slant or the scales is wrong. But I love my black sisters more than my brothers, unfortunately. So that's it. So I fight harder for my sisters.
Problematic.
Because I am a defender of the sisterhood.
Are
No,
you?
the sisters don't want that fight, do they?
Maybe they don't.
They don't want this.
They don't want. But sometimes
They want you to
it's,
fight for
it's like a
something
child that doesn't want to eat vegetables. You're doing something good for them, right? You have to eat.
Yeah, I suppose so.
All right. So
Fair enough.
is that?
I think so.
Problematic. Have any of you listened to the
No.
Nicki Minaj song album?
Yeah.
Have you heard that one song?
coming out?
The album come out today.
I'm so
Dreams.
far behind.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, we're recording so early. We're releasing on Tuesday. We're recording on Friday, which is a lot of stuff that we can't talk about because we missed it, or we could have fleshed out a lot if we had recorded later, but we ain't. So the album's come out today, and it's that Dream song.
Well, the album is trash though. Yeah, you do know that.
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
I've been listening to it. Nicki's not a good
rapper. I like
Nicki's
her voice.
Nicki's albums are never good, anyways.
Yeah, albums are never good. She got good verses. She can spit on a verse and smash.
I don't recall her having a good album.
But I like her voice. But all I did immediately after I listened to this Nicki
she does
Minaj
good
album,
cameos.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
Verses.
she's a cameo queen.
The thing I immediately did after listening to this Nicki album was put on Foxy Brown's Broken Silence.
Just to balance
Foxy
up the
was
thing.
so bad, man. She was so bad. This is a letter for you, girl.
Please.
Bad!
Imagine that, boy.
Man is doing an Isley voice and
start talking about Nicki's album and then you go to
Jesus.
Foxy Brown.
But that's
Is that how bad it is?
Sometimes that's what happens. I mean, the Eminem verse wasn't
Trash.
there. No, but the last bit where you
Yeah, but that's the thing. But the album itself,
Eminem's
trash.
not good anymore either. Anyways,
Yeah.
but that's the second point. But there's a song on there where she recreates Biggie's dreams of effing
Fucking
an R&B
woman.
woman, and she does the man's version.
A queen.
Did someone else do the man version?
Somebody else has.
Someone else done
Lil
the
Kim
man
did it.
ver-
Lil Kim did it.
Yeah,
Lil
that's
Kim
it.
did the original one.
So she's now, because there's an issue because her album's called Queen. So
Oh.
people are asking Little Kim, like, what do you think about it? She's not happy with it. Like, leave it alone.
All this little thing,
She
man.
has issues with thingy,
Nicki
but she
Minaj
also
anyway,
has
innit?
issues with her nose and her skin and herself. So
That's what I'm saying.
Let's leave Little Kim.
That's why
But
Foxy's
anyway,
on the album.
so-
and Kim's not
So's
Foxy's on what album?
on the little
Nicki Minaj
album.
The one, this new one.
Yes.
is Foxy
Oh,
the only one
wow.
that ain't bleached?
For real.
Foxy, I don't know what. Foxy didn't bleach, but she did the other stuff.
Look at old pictures of Nicki Minaj and look at her now.
Yeah, obviously.
God damn. Anyways,
Serious?
Nicki Minaj,
Oh.
bruv,
I
Nicki
don't,
Minaj.
bruv, I don't look at her enough
yeah, but
to
I
even
don't know if it's
bruv.
bleach or it's just heavy makeup.
It's what I'm saying. Surely it's the
No, it's a
makeup,
whole.
man.
It's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
body.
but they do paint the whole body
maybe,
though.
Maybe with the Photoshop, maybe.
I think it's the makeup, man. I
But
don't
no,
think she
you
bleached
put her
enough.
beside
the
like
makeup, bro.
who's that Rihanna? Is it not
Rihanna.
not the Rihanna. What's the one that shakes her body? The move your hips woman.
Oh,
Amara La Negra.
Put her next to
Shakira.
No, put her next to Shakira, and you won't know which one is darker. It's that
They
deep.
did that with Beyonce, then they look the same.
Yeah,
but either
yeah.
way, as I said, it's
But Beyonce's at least always look like.
Yeah, that's true. I think to be honest, it's one of them ones. Unless you see them in real without the makeup, you never know really. Innit?
Anyways,
So Foxy's on the album.
I want to
Yeah,
talk about this
Foxy's
Dream
the
song,
All
bruv.
right.
Because when Biggie did it, it didn't sound like it was an insult, innit? I don't know. Maybe I need to re-listen to it and
It
see.
wasn't an insult.
and
He
see-
wanted to bang them. That's the point.
But the way she's gunning them.
Oh, she's gunning the
Oh
guys.
my days!
Yes.
So
Well, hold on. She's gunning the guys or the girls?
the man them.
and one girl, Karuchi. She
Yeah.
cusses Karuchi as well,
Yeah,
bruv.
she went at some man them.
The only
man.
one she didn't cuss is YG and the Game, because she said they're gangsters, and she said when I wanted a gangbang, that's not what I was talking about. But the rest of them, so
Who's she cussing?
DJ Khaled is too fat to bang.
Yep.
Yeah, don't tell me that, because DJ Khaled's come out recently and said that he doesn't do licky licky.
Fatism,
Yeah,
you know.
so that caused uproar when he said he doesn't do licky licky. She said if
But by rights, DJ Khaled shouldn't be
she
allowed
said,
to not be
you
saying
cannot be
licky
that
licky.
fat and say you're not going to.
Yeah, I agree with her. I kind of agree with that.
Blood of
I kind of
Jiraiya.
agree with that. And you know what? When she said that, I said to her, "You're smart."
You're
She
smart.
said you cannot be that fat and tell me you're not licking.
Did you
are
see
mad?
what she said about the boy Meek Mill?
She
Meek Mill can't
said
live, man.
Meek
Oh,
is still in
My
my
no.
DMs.
DMs.
Still in there.
Leave Meek Mill alone already.
She said he's still in the DMs, boy.
Damn.
Oh.
Nah, she went at some rappers, boy.
Designer,
Yeah,
she
yeah.
said, yeah, shout out for getting out of special school,
Oh, God.
for graduating
So
special
she's
school.
proper gunning, man.
You know who Designer is? Designer's like the man from Police Academy. Police Academy.
But she shouted him out for graduating from special.
Nah, she went at man. I don't understand why as well.
She even cussed Drake.
She said,
Of course she's gonna
what's his
cuss
name? What
him.
did she say? Fetty Wap's got his one eye on me or something like that. I was like, you even cussing the disabled. That's when you know it's peak at
It
it.
was
Who's
dope.
she seeing now then?
I don't know.
Is she seeing anyone?
Nas.
They said she was seeing Eminem. No,
Who,
Nas.
Nas?
And then they said she was seeing
Eminem.
Eminem because her and Eminem was seen out, and then now he's got a verse on this
Yeah,
thingy,
dope.
and he says something about the song's called Royalty, I think, and he says something about like the king and the queen.
I don't know if Eminem's
Eminem
ready for.
could
I don't know if
never
Eminem,
be a king.
I don't know
bro.
if Eminem's ready for black pussy. You know.
Oh,
Right. That's
like
the
he
thing,
hasn't
innit?
been getting it all this time.
I don't know if he's ready for it though,
What does that mean now?
because the white woman already destroyed him, and I don't want the black queen to build him up. So leave him down there in the gutter.
Wow.
She even mentions them. She says, "You better buy me a Barbie house. I don't want to get banged in a trailer park."
Bro, she's not ramping.
So why is the song called Dream?
Because
That's the song on Biggie's one. Biggie's one was called Dreams, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
So it's
okay.
nice
For the
dream-
youngsters,
but she
man.
even in the chorus she dubs him because Biggie said dreams of effing an R&B woman.
Why can't you just say the word, man? Bitch.
She said dreams of what was it like sexing a little rapper or rapper boy, something like that. It was something to, like even demean the fact that she's doing it. She said 50. She wanted to bang 50 for a good hour. But all he could do was talk about power for an hour. So, something like that.
Hey, you know 50's gonna come for her. Innit? Get the strap. Okay, hold on, go ahead on 50, yeah? I know we're gonna be late by the time this comes out, but has everyone seen the video of 50 taking his money back from the stripper?
Yes.
I found it the most hilarious thing. My missus was telling me off. She's like, so wait, when 50 Cent is doing this now,
Listen to the voice he's doing it in. Listen to the
what
voice
have
he's
I
doing
done
it
now?
in.
I didn't do it like that.
He
I
even
said-
shook his head. He
I
even
said-
shook his head.
He did.
Yes.
Pablo, that's it. I said when 50 Cent was, 50 Cent. I said when he did it, she was like, oh. So wait a minute.
You're
so
doing
when-
it again.
So when 50 Cent, I will always do that. That's the worst I do.
Why are you mocking the woman, bro?
And that's his own woman.
She said, ow. She said, ow. When 50 Cent is doing the thing now, you're backing it. But if it was someone else now that they was taking their things, you wouldn't be backing it. And I listened to her and I said, but it was funny. And it was funny. Like, when I saw him taking it, it's not because he took the money back. He took all of it. He made sure $1 was left. And that's what, and he carried it away.
And the way he carried
it
was
away,
like
I thought this can't be serious. He must have put the money back.
But why did he do it though? Because I didn't watch it
Apparently,
enough.
she wasn't giving him she wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. And she was rude.
I'll see.
But I was saying to my missus, like, it's not by force that he has to pay her. She gets paid.
It's not by force.
No, they do. Yeah, that's the whole point, isn't it?
No, you pay your entry fee. You do not have to give them money.
Fair enough.
Are you sure?
You pay your entry fee.
I'm not saying you don't pay your
How
entry
do
fee.
you
But
know?
the club has to make its money, yeah? So
Yeah,
outside of the bar, that entry fee, you told you it's going to the women.
I don't think it's going to them.
So
But
then,
you- but-
so
but
they're making their money from the money you
But,
brought them.
that's fine. But I only have to pay entry fee. Everything else is a tip.
Yeah, you've been
And
to them
tips
strip joints.
tips need to be
Been to them strip joints.
Yeah, I've had problems with strip joints before. I told you already.
What kind of problems?
Because they don't like me.
Problem, mad.
Because I don't give them no money.
So you don't support the women?
No, the thing is, the joke thing is, I'll give somebody else money to give them money, but I personally, I'm not giving them no money.
Why?
Oh! This is
Why?
interesting. Why?
Because I don't want to dance.
You don't. No, but they dance on stage sometimes.
I don't watch them when they dance on stage either.
All you care about is the private dance.
I don't care about them. I don't want.
He
I don't
don't want the
dance.
private dance.
I don't want to private dance either.
Dancing
I have
for money.
no. This man
So what
is
you
singing.
in there for?
Do what
Because
you
people-
want
all the people wanted
me
to go there,
to
innit?
do.
Oh, so you're going as a group, yeah?
Yeah. So, but one time there was a stripper that actually came to sit down with me. I had a discussion. She's like, "Oh, you don't want a gig thing?" I said, "No, thank you."
Did she say, "I'm a private
No,
dancer"?
she didn't say that.
But did you know
Dancing
it?
for
So she goes,
money.
Did the voice again,
And
didn't
any
he?
old music.
That's my woman
will
voice.
do.
That's my woman voice, and
Do
then
it,
we'll
do it,
continue.
do it.
Oh, but anyway, so she went to me. Said to me, "Oh, you don't want to give me no money." I said, "No, you don't want to dance." I said, "No, thank you." I said, obviously, I'm a polite man. I'm like, "No, thank you." And she's like, "Why? And then she started getting aggressive with me. And I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to dance."
The views
And
expressed
she goes
by
to me-
Wahala are not those of the rest of the.
And she goes to me,
Eloquently
so-
Saying Nothing podcast.
She goes to me, "Why not?" I said, "Because what's the point of you dancing for me?" She goes, "Well, why are you in the strip?" I said, "I came with my boys." Because she goes, "What do you mean? Why is the point of dancing?" I said, "All you're gonna do is get man excited, and then I'm going home like that. What's the point?" At the time, I had no woman. I don't need this. I don't need the stress. That's what I was concerned. There's no point of it. So I don't want it. I'd sit in my corner. I drink my drink. I go about my business, and I go home. If everyone else wants to be there doing strip dance or doing slap dance or whatever dance they do there, or shaku, whatever they're doing there, that's up to them, innit? But I don't want it.
It's true. I do co-sign it. There's 3 things that would make me enjoy a strip club. One is if I could afford to spray the women because I don't want to go there and be cheap. 2 is if I was single, and 3 is if I could bang them afterwards. Because of those
And
3.
for free, I don't even want to pay for the bag.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
yeah. Well, 4 is if I'm willing to go down that route of
Man was
you
a
know,
charity clap.
soliciting business as well.
Yeah, but
so
spraying them is part of the payment.
potentially. So
I'm paying you for that service. I'm not paying you for a second service.
Let's say
Sucking
one
service.
stroke for whatever. I don't know.
A
But-
sucking service?
No, I'm not paying you. I'm talking about stripping. If I pay you for that, I'm paying you for that. If I sleep with you later, that's
No sucky.
I'm not involving myself to
Licky,
say that. I'm
licky.
not
No
paying for
happy
that.
ending.
I'll be vexed with that, you know.
Sucky. No licky.
Hang on, wait, what?
No,
You
no,
vexed
no,
him for
no,
what?
no. Them
Listen,
Lil
I
Kim
want to
lyrics there.
partition what I've paid for. I want to know I've
You
paid.
want to spread cheeks?
I want to. I want to know that I've paid for
Left titty, right titty.
the darts only.
So if Cherokee
So if the sex
the
comes
ass-
after, I want it to be because of the game, not because of the money.
okay. All right. Why are you so technical on this, bro?
Nah, I'm not paying for money. I'm not
going
paying
on,
for
man?
sex. I'm not doing it.
That's the question then.
What's that?
Paying for sex.
Yo, you know our stance on it already. Us man went to the belly of where women is.
Yeah, the
And
belly
we-
of the beast.
and
boy.
we wouldn't do
we
it.
didn't pay.
Where?
But that was them times there though. Still, if we went back as we got older men, we would have paid that money.
We got older men.
Let me be honest to the people, to the listeners out there.
Are you suggesting that we weren't honest just now? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
go on.
no. Well, let me be ultra honest. I'm gonna say that
So we ain't honest enough for you.
it was
Say what you're saying.
it was discussed that maybe maybe is there something missing from our podcast that was there before? Is there
Well,
a,
in season 1.
no, you in this season 1? I don't know, but all right, and even then,
Season 1, man,
even
was
then.
raw.
maybe there was a spark missing from our podcast. But I would say that, and I think it stemmed from when I listened to the XXX episode of the Receipts podcast, and I was like,
Have we spoke about that?
Yeah,
last week,
Oh,
and
damn.
yeah, and
Filthy.
I said that in my head. I was thinking, us mans would never have that conversation now. And one of the things that just happened now, this thing about paying for sex, those girls were so honest on that podcast. I said, even if us mans had paid for sex, yeah, so this is the honest part, we wouldn't have told you.
Wouldn't have told who.
The listeners, not right now. If I said,
so that is going
Paying
to make
for
us
sex.
sound like we've done it.
no,
But that's exactly what it
I
sounds
said
like. Though.
even if, so that means we haven't. I haven't.
This man said, if I reckon that if we had done it, we would say that we've done it. If I had done it, I would say that I've done it.
I don't.
Yeah, it's no
If
big
I'd
deal.
done it, I would say that I've done it. Because I would have told my partners or whoever that I've done it.
Were you looking at Mr. Wolf for?
You would say it, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, I would say it.
Have you paid for sex, Mr. Wolf?
Why are you asking me a question that you already know the
Problematic.
Oh, you just want me to tell the masses.
Listen.
Hey, nah.
Listen.
Tell the truth.
Listen.
Tell the truth.
If I'd done it, I would say that I've done it. I haven't done it, and I would never do it.
I wasn't talking about you specifically, but I'm saying that on a podcast, if we have full squad, and let's say we had extra mans on there,
Extra mans are definitely saying it.
Yeah, for real.
They're not just saying it. They're giving stories.
Yeah,
Who?
yeah.
They're giving examples.
You're
They'll
getting
tell you the prices.
Oh, what?
You're getting a blow by law.
Mead and Rock.
I'm not mentioning names. I'm just saying.
That man will tell.
That man will tell. I don't know where you've decided that we're just so not prepared to say anything on this podcast. It's just that we don't.
Don't tell me what I've decided.
For me, as well, like I said,
And
we're
I'm
older now.
you.
So certain things that we may have found interesting to talk about in the past, not necessarily as interesting anymore. But I'm definitely not paying.
I don't-
for, going
I
back
don't
to that
think
thing,
it's-
I'm definitely not paying for sex anyway. I'm not doing.
I don't think it's the interest thing, you know. I just think that it's if we're being honest, maybe because we're now with partners and things like that.
Not
Yeah,
me.
some of
Not
that.
me. You
Some of that you want to respect your partner,
You
and
know?
not want to open up.
I
your
know
own
you use that, but I'll
people,
say
you people
whatever,
know me.
whatever.
I'll talk because my missus can back it.
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I think. I think part of the reason is because, in season 1, if you listen to it, it is raw like Receipts podcast last week. You know what I
I
mean?
still think we've had some very raw ones this season too. But
I think we've been caged a little bit.
No, but you have to think about it like this: if you said something once, saying the same thing over and over again is not interesting.
No,
So-
different topics.
Yeah.
but
So
I
on the
just
topic,
think-
that's what I'm saying. As the topics go now, and as it is now, my answers now might be completely different from the answers then because I'm not the same.
I would be
100%.
happy.
I'm not the same man I was
and
before.
I think I personally think that we should revisit some of the questions that we did in season 1.
Potentially, maybe at some
You get
point,
me?
if I can remember them.
So what are you saying? The questions in season 1 were timeless questions.
Some of them, yeah.
Fair enough.
I think the difference
Did you just say
between
fairy muff?
Yes.
there's that. All right.
A furry muff.
Bastard.
For those of you new listeners, we are
A furry
on.
muff
Do you
ain't
prefer?
bad,
Do you
you know.
prefer it to be hairy or do you want it bald?
I like it in between. I like
A nice fade.
Yeah, man, the short back and sides thing going on. You know what I mean? I don't want.
You want the landing strip? Are we talking about vagina here?
Yeah, we're
Yes.
talking about vagina. I don't want the flipping forest going on down there. I don't want to feel pricks when I'm going in. You get me? I just want to feel or see something that's well groomed.
But you have no issue if it's fully full here.
If it's fully full,
Did you comb it for her?
nah, man.
What if she had it coloured and shaped into a heart like Amber Rose did?
Yeah, man.
That kind
Why
of
not?
thing.
Yeah. Do something with
Pink,
it, man.
pink heart.
Do something.
I don't want
with it.
dreadlocks down there.
What's wrong with dreadlocks?
Dun, dun.
You don't want natty dread vagina.
I'm not saying nothing.
Imagine if you open up the vagina and they said, "Modern vampires of the city, wanting blood."
There's something wrong with you.
Is that what she's
blood.
on a period?
Yeah.
On a
One
period.
blood.
Oh,
One blood. Yeah.
you lot are. Oh, you're dumb.
Fussing and fighting.
So women.
We're the sign.
Women.
One blood.
Bro, blow, man. Listen, women, if you know that you're on your reds and you're not ready to do the thing when you're on the thing,
Let's play that.
and when the man comes in the house, just play that song.
yeah,
Just
and
play
then
that
when it's over, let's put on one man for my pum pum, yay.
You know what's wrong with you?
I love that song, you know.
But to continue
I
to
mean-
answer that,
I love that song. Sorry, I just want you to understand how much I love that song. One man for my pum pum, yay. Like that's like something that we need to know. Like it needs to be stated that it's
I don't
only
know.
the one man for the pum pum.
I don't know that song. But I'm not totally against it being shaven. The preference is for there to be a little bit here there.
If a woman asks you to shave, would you shave?
Me personally,
Yeah, yours.
nah, man.
But she must shave hers.
I'm not saying that she must shave hers.
You kind of said that you
No,
would like
I
it.
He
have
said he
a
has a preference.
I have a
I
preference.
said that you would like it. That's what I just said.
Yeah, but if it's got like if it's big down there, then no.
But you're not
feeling
shaving
it.
yours.
Fat pum pum.
I will do what my
Fat
woman
pum
would
pum
like
in
me
the
to do.
middle there.
So if she asked you to shave it, you'd do it.
Bare.
Yes.
Nah.
Okay, what if she just says to just give it a bit of a touch up? What if she says to give it the same hairline as your head?
No. No.
The
Yeah,
Jerusalem
yeah.
tree.
Maybe I'm being a bit of a hypocrite, you know what I mean? But that's what I like, but I'm not sure if it's the same for me. In fact, I would like women to tell us what they want. Do women like men that are shaved down there? I've
Some
never,
do.
I've never really heard the idea
When they're
that
picking
they
out your hair
like
and their
that.
teeth, boy.
Some do. Some. So I've
What
spot-
that's what they want or that they don't mind.
they prefer. I've spoken to women that have said they prefer.
There's a lot of women that say they wouldn't mind if a man shaved a little bit off.
That they wouldn't mind. Yeah.
Because it's the teeth, innit?
Oh, and the hair.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Just floss with it.
and ball sacks as well. That's why.
Oh, seen.
Yeah. That's something they really want you to kind of.
With the tea bagging and thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the tip of the tea bag, but there are women out here that want you to shave. We went from somewhere to there. That's pay for sex, isn't it?
Yeah, we just went completely left, boy.
That was
Yeah.
my fault. I think because you said the furry muff thing, it just came to my brain. But yeah, I ain't
But-
paying for sex,
but-
man. I don't care. Wait, maybe people.
You went straight back to that.
I ain't doing
We
it.
had
Man.
moved on from there, anyways.
Well, none
Yeah,
of us.
that's what
I
I'm
was the only one that answered.
What the pay? No, Simple Simon said, you know my views on it.
Well, okay. Yeah,
And so did I.
Everybody answered but me.
would you pay for sex?
No.
What about if you was old and you
Have you paid for sex?
had no
No.
game? If you had no game,
Unless you're talking about this, if you pay for dates, you pay for sex.
No.
are we saying that? But are we saying that if he was a because this is what I was saying today. I was watching. I was looking at a person and it just looked awkward, and I was thinking to myself, would I be preferred? If I had to be awkward or ugly, which one would I choose?
Ooh.
If I was a woman, definitely awkward.
You
Yeah.
prefer to be awkward?
Definitely
Now,
if I
as
was
a
a
man,
woman.
I'm talking about. As
I
a
don't-
man, which one would you prefer to be? Awkward or ugly?
Well,
For a woman,
what's-
awkward can be
what's awkward?
potentially endearing, isn't it?
Like you
What
just.
is awkward?
Issa Rae is awkward. and-
There's,
I'm talking when
there's
I
an element of awkward in geniuses.
No, that's a bit like you don't know what to say in situations. You
Personality wise.
that's personality wise, and just your behavior is awkward.
Oh, well, that's me, anyways.
I don't know if you're awkward the way that I'm thinking
You're
about
not
awkward.
awkward.
Yeah, what are you
I'm
thinking?
awkward.
I'm talking about
awkward like Ty's
I'm
first
talking
album.
about proper awkward. Like when a girl comes up to talk to you and you just have no idea what to say.
Listen,
how to
have
say
you
it.
not heard my story when I spoke to Alicia Dixon?
No.
I've told you this story before.
This
Go
was
on,
years ago though.
Go on.
Subterranea,
Go on.
West London,
Go on.
circa 2000 and
Benny,
before Mystique blew up,
Danny.
but the group was there.
Oh yeah.
We knew the manager.
Was Oli alive at this time? Wait.
No,
Okay, go on. You sure?
maybe.
So
Yeah, because why would I be
before 2000?
I'm not sure. Maybe. But let's say circa 2000 ish, around them time of science. Yeah. I was in the VIP section in Subterranean. I was upstairs. Now, this Alicia was on the other side, and she was talking to somebody that her manager. I didn't know who was her manager. Yeah. Sorry, no. I was talking to her manager.
Mm-hmm.
I knew her manager is her manager. Obviously, they came together. I didn't know that. So I'm talking to her, and I said, that girl is beautiful. You're like, you think so? I said, yeah, can't you see? She's beautiful. He said, yeah. I said, yeah.
You're talking about Alicia Dixon here.
Yeah. So he went to, he said, Alicia, Stavros, Alicia. I walked off.
Oh, wow.
And guess what I did?
What? You was smiling, innit?
And this is how.
And that's how MC Harvey
No,
got.
this is why. It's
Oh,
your
no,
fault. It's
that's
your
the
fault.
word.
It's your fault.
Oh,
Yeah, of
no,
course,
that's
of course.
the word.
It's your fault. MC Harvey got to her.
Problematic.
You let South London take
hold
over,
on.
bro.
This is why. And I'll rate her forever because this is what she did. This is how I know the girl's either she's just used to this or she's a legend. After me doing that for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds, yeah, because actually didn't say any words. Like literally, it's like from a film. She took my hand, shook it, and said, "It's very nice to meet you, thank you," and then walked away. Yeah, very polite, very polite. Not dubbing me, not just walk off, no laugh. Just it's nice to meet you, and walked away. And that was me. And then I when I went to this dude, I'm like, bruv, you could have warned me on that. This is when I was this is before my woman actually. So yeah, I was 19, 20. I had no game. Until I was maybe in my 30s. Yeah, I don't know. So I had anyway, but at that point I had no game. I could not talk to a woman. I was chronically fit. I couldn't chat women. I've only ever chatted up 3 women in my life, or 4, and 3 of them ended up being my girlfriend.
Listen,
So
they should never
I
give you
just can't
2
do it.
meets in the house, man. You should have never got 2 meets until you respected yourself after that.
I should never go what?
2 meets in the house. Maybe like that. If I told that, you would never got 2 meets in the
This
house.
because I still think to this day Alicia Dixon is drop dead gorgeous. No
She
bottom,
is-
no bottom. So I
she's
could
very
never,
real
I could
girl.
never have actually
She's
been in a relationship
She's the UK
with her.
Ciara, I say.
She's better looking than Ciara, man. Don't even no.
She's
They look the
literally
same, man.
got no bottom at all, you know.
Yeah,
I had
I
an
couldn't
ex that
even-
looked
She's
like
mad
Alicia
Nigerian,
Dixon.
though, still.
As concave.
Jamelia, on the other hand, I could deal with.
I had an ex
I
that
would
looked
overcome the accent.
Jamelia.
You
is
have
bruv,
I had an ex that
Jamelia
looked
is
like
gorgeous,
Alicia Dixon.
bruv. She is so gorgeous.
No, don't talk about Jamelia.
and she's naturals now as well.
Don't talk about Jamelia.
Why? What's she done?
Makes me delicate, bro.
I think she's alright still.
What do you mean she's all right still?
What's that Like a Boy video?
Nah, she's just got this thing about her, the natural hair.
I
and-
love men love Jamelia.
Yeah,
I
Jamelia.
don't know.
Jamelia's
It's
hot.
just-
She's hot potato.
She's-
bro.
Yeah,
right,
because
yeah.
she's light skinned, innit? That's why.
She's not light skinned.
She not that skin.
I'm making a point.
Oh, okay. Alicia Dixon is though.
Yeah, and she is absolutely.
Both of them are gorgeous.
I've seen-
But that's my point.
I
They're
had
both
a-
just
I had
gorgeous.
an ex that looked like Alicia Dixon.
Yeah, so let me know more about this ex.
You know the ex?
You know the ex.
Did she look like Alicia Dixon?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah, yeah, she did.
I never saw your women that much. I never paid no mind to you.
Yeah, I knew what I was doing. I kept her away from you. After what you just told me just now.
So I'm a scoundrel, am I?
Problematic.
Would you ever keep your woman away from one of your boys if you thought he might be able to snatch her?
No, because if you can snatch her, then he's not my boy and she's not my girl, really, innit?
Mm-hmm.
God
So
damn.
that is what it is. But
100%.
I don't know, man. I don't know. This thing about. I think I've had that situation before where I've been in front of a girl and I've just not known what to say.
Go on.
But I've always had that situation where I'm not necessarily. Well, I know I can speak to them, but it doesn't get anywhere past getting to them when I was younger. Anyway, now I know obviously my superpowers. Then I had no power. I was Clark Kent all
What
the
is
way,
your
bro.
superpower?
My super. Why? All right, I'm engaged anyway. I can say what I want.
Exactly.
So my superpower is I tend to be able to joke my way into a situation in your life.
He was gonna say panty.
Why don't you just say the thing, bro? You get me? Why don't you just say the thing,
I saw
man?
his eyes as well. It's
Your humor back in the day, yeah, let's put that in inverted commas, got you pussy. Yeah? Simple.
Not necessarily, though.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, it's not just the
I
humor.
wouldn't say it actually got him.
Humor and charisma, then.
That also and my presence. I got a presence
Okay.
about me.
So, I thought you said you buy presents.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
that's charisma, man. It's the same
It
thing.
is. It is.
You
And
know?
obviously I'm a filth. So that also helps as well. But
Shout out to Phil, Slack for life.
yeah, man. But yeah, so at them times I didn't know I didn't know there's girls now that when I look tunnel vision, blatantly liked me and I had no idea.
If I had game, I could have banged Alicia Dixon. But I'm bothering myself now.
No.
Of course, man.
That means she would have liked you still though. That's the point.
There's that as
Bro,
well.
people with games, they get stuff.
Yeah, that's true. They get stuff.
Put me in front of Alicia Dixon today and me as a single man.
What was you?
I'm banging, man. Are you telling me? Like, tell me nothing.
With that
Are you
whoa,
mad?
with that protruding stomach, I
Are
don't
you
think-
mad?
Whoa.
With that
Are you
stomach, I
mad?
don't know.
Are you
Rewind.
mad?
I don't like the way you've just gone straight to the fact that you're banging. That's problematic.
It is what it is. But
Man said it is what it is.
I'm getting a date.
I think in the end, I don't know, man. I just got tunnel vision and I was thinking to myself, there's girls there that I've seen and I've just ignored the fact that they are blatantly on it because I was just not in that state of mind of knowing. My radar was not on that flex. I just didn't know that I was doing things that I was meant to be doing. It's just madness. Even my first girlfriend,
because
I had to almost had to make it. She had to like write it down and everything for me to understand that she even liked me.
yeah,
I was like,
because you're walking around with a screw face and you don't like people.
Before
That's
I
why.
ask the two sweet boys here, because I'm sure they're gonna have different stories than us, I will give one last story. Now we through events, the same way I'm talking about this park thing. We back in the day we used to do this often. We got cinemas, we got restaurants, blah blah blah. And I remember one time, and a girl that I think was gorgeous, and she came. And one time we happened to talk on the phone, and I didn't talk to this person really outside of when she come to the events. So we're on the phone for some reason, I don't know why, probably about the event. And then she's like, "Why do you think I come to these things?" I said, "Because you want to link up in it, same as everybody else. You want to have fun, whatever." She like, "But I come for you." I said, "Eh?" She like, "Do you think
you touch your chest at that
do
time,
you
didn't you?
no, because she said, "What do you like? What do you think I'm coming for? I come for you. Do you think I care about going to the cinema? I come because I want to be around you." Like, God, yeah. Anyway, we went on a date after that.
Yeah.
A couple of dates. In fact, she actually bought a friend, and I paid for a friend's dinner. Should I get cussed for that?
Why? Hold on.
Because
When-
that's
you-
something
hold
to
on.
get cussed for.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. So you planned to
we-
go on a date with her, and she brought her friend.
Her bedroom came. We were in Covent Garden. We were in eating, and then the bedroom came like partially way through the thing. And I told her, I told her to come and join us.
Just by,
did.
just by chance.
You told her to come and join, didn't it? So if you asking her to come and join, that's an invite.
I
innit?
believe so. Yeah.
So it's
There's
just by
nothing wrong with
chance.
He did the uncle thing, boy.
Well, maybe
That's
no.
not
maybe-
Come on, bring your friends.
She
Don't
like-
worry.
yeah,
I-
bring
I-
them.
I can't remember.
Bring
This is
them.
many years ago. This is like 10 years ago now. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
bring
don't know if
them.
it was like my friend is in the area.
See,
Can she come?
Chop.
Or my friend's coming. I can't remember exactly what it was. But at the end of the day, she came.
Waiter, come and serve my friend.
Yeah, because there was
She ate,
a
and
big
I paid.
uproar on Twitter innit, about men's paying for their girls' drinks or whatever, some foolishness like that. I'm not thinking when I see
Too
people
much
do that,
crap
I'm
on that
thinking that this can't be Nigerians that saying this rubbish because Nigerians have paid.
Or the new age.
Even the new age ones are lying if they're just saying they're not paying.
No, I've heard some new age ones talking.
They pay, man. They're just chatting rubbish on the
But we're talking about paying
timeline.
for dinners as well.
The dinners, no, they'll
Hold
talk.
on.
No, they'll talk about drinks. Like if your girl's there and your girl says, you're there. So basically, they're saying that you go out and your girl's there and she's there with her brethren. Yeah,
How many?
let's say 2 or 3. Let's say 3. 3 brethren are there,
Right.
and you don't pay for the brethren's drinks at the time. Yeah, that the girl's saying you've disgraced me. Basically, why are you not paying for my friend's drinks when they're there?
Mm-hmm.
And I just think to myself, and the man's are like, well, why should the man pay for your drinks? Well, I can get why they can be upset because she's expecting them to pay for the drinks.
Yeah,
fair
she's
enough. That's fine.
disgraced.
But
Why is she?
man's are
expected
gonna
of
say they won't pay for their girlfriend's drinks. Why won't you pay for their
No,
girlfriend's
but
drinks?
at the end of the day, as much as I would pay for the drinks, the woman is my wife cannot tell me why didn't you pay for my bedroom.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you
she
to open
could
your
not
mouth
tell
to
me
tell me
that. She could not tell me that.
I wouldn't open.
So in that case, the man has every leg to stand on. You can't come back at home and
yeah,
say,
but there was
why
man
did-
that was like, I won't pay for my. I'm thinking, why would you pay, man?
This is the bitchness I'm talking about that you see online now.
It's petty behavior.
Because maybe if they were in a situation and they had the money out and they might have paid for it, but because somebody's coming at them on social media, all of a sudden they shift the focus so much they change it from, well, I would have paid if the situation was correct and exactly this happened, to why am I paying for
Bruv,
girls' drinks?
I've paid for girls' drinks because they're taking too long in the line.
Yeah.
So I'm not.
Yeah,
it's
but
not-
okay, all right. Look,
I've been for girls' drinks and told them later.
I've been there when all of these things have been happening. But one of the things that's different now is the price of drinks now. Price of drinks now
in certain clubs.
It's not relative anymore.
I don't care. It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal now.
For you,
one drink is £10 a pop for one drink.
Yeah, what's the problem?
Okay, something happened the other day,
I'm not paying for it.
and you let me know if I was wrong, because I don't think any of you know the situation. So somebody came to the park, and it's the first time I'm meeting their partner. It was a woman, and it's the first,
on Saturday.
I know, yeah. So we all know the woman, and it's the first time I'm meeting her partner.
Uh-huh.
And because I've got so much genuine love for this woman, yeah, I said I want to meet her partner and get to know him a bit better. I don't know if that sounds. Wahala's always scrunching up his face. It always puts me off. I shouldn't really sit across from you. You always put me. But anyways, so we're going to an event on the 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, that will be my stab process this week. And like I said, yeah, I want you to come, bruv. And I said, leave the woman at home. Yeah, you come out with the boys, innit? And we'll socialize. And she's jumping in. No, he's not coming out. He's not coming out. You guys, I'm not leaving. I told her, listen, leave the woman at home. Come out. And I said, I'll even pay for your ticket. And a couple of the girls there, this is ESN girls, yeah, ladies from the group. They were like, whoa. You can't just offer to pay for a man's ticket. And I was like, it's not that deep, man. There's nothing wrong with what I said. But I apologize. I said, I don't mean any offense by saying I'll pay for your ticket. I'm not saying you can't pay for it. I'm just saying that because I'm inviting you out, basically. I'll say, and you don't know me. It's the first time you met me. I'll pay for the ticket. And he said, no offense taken. I didn't mean it like that at all. But because of the conversations we've had on the group, yeah, which I'll allow you man to talk about, yeah, they jumped up and said, you can't just offer to pay for a man's ticket. Yeah. And but he had no problems with it. But so one, it was their issue with me offering to pay for the man's ticket. And this is a £50 ticket, by the way. And two, bring up the situation that it stemmed from in the first place. So
I'm not 100% sure which one it is. There's times when man's pay for your. So in fact, the gathering pod actually. This was, again to the gathering pod because they actually asked the same question on Twitter today about is it okay? It's something about you and your man. Okay, you and your man go out with your friend and her man.
No. You and your girl go out with your girl's friend and her man. You don't know the man. You know your girl. What? And you and your missus go out on a double date with you and your missus.
What's the difference with what I just said? I said you and your girl go out and her friend.
You both said the same thing.
Yeah, and her friend goes out with her man. What's the difference?
I think you said your friend.
No, I said her friend.
No. My mistake.
Goes out with her man, and then they all go eat dinner, and then the man just tries to pay for the dinner.
They didn't write like that. Why do you always make things sound worse than they are?
But that's what it was.
He said he offers to pay. What do you do?
What's the difference with what I just said?
Man, I'm trying to pay for the dinner.
What is the difference?
To pay and I'm trying to pay.
He wants to pay for the dinner.
It just sounds. It has a different twinge to it.
But when you write what you're writing is fine, yeah.
Oh. Yes, what I'm writing is fine because I would have put it in the correct twinge, and you would have taken it. Well, this is my point. They didn't write like that, and that's how you said it, and that's how people would hear my stuff. I would say I didn't write.
That's what they wrote.
That's the same thing. But anyway, the situation that happened in ESN. This is the ESN group that we had on Facebook many years ago. Rest in peace. It was a situation where some guys and some ladies went out to a cinema. I wasn't there, but during in the bar stroke restaurant. Let me finish.
None of us man was there. Yeah.
Let me finish.
I don't want to be involved with these man. Okay, so you said you were there. I want to be no.
Okay.
No way.
Okay. So
salute OG. Yeah.
Do you guys know the story?
Nope. Go ahead.
Gone.
All right, so they were in like the bar section of the cinema or something, or they'd gone somewhere else for drinks. I think they'd gone somewhere else for drinks after. Anyways, let's imagine there was about 9 or 10 of them. They had off their own back gone and linked up at ESN like link up thing. So let's say there's about 10 of them, maybe about 3 men and about 7 or 8 girls. All right. Somehow, some next person gets involved into the circle, another man.
In my circle.
All right. And then when it comes for the dinner or something,
they bought drinks. It was drinks.
They were all right. So fine, they were buying drinks, and they offered to buy drinks for the man as well, or something like that.
Bro, you're not
say the story. Then say the story.
You don't know how to say stories, and then you're telling me
because I remember I came late to the page on this, and the mans were getting rinsed.
This is what happened basically.
I came late.
So us man, let's just use us man. So we all go out with girls, yeah. All of us go out with a group of girls. Us man, we're holding it down. We got the girls with us. We're doing our thing in it. We go out. We went to the cinema. We went to a bar after. We're chilling out with the girls. They're our girls as far as we're concerned because we brought them with us. And then some brother comes in. Let's say man like
how many girls?
Don't matter. Let's say about 6, 7 girls.
So there's more girls than
enough, yeah. So then let's say that man like Swift comes in because this is the type of thing that Swift could probably do. To be honest, comes in and don't know him from Adam, just starts chatting to you lot because obviously you got girls with you, and yeah, he starts chatting to all your girls, and then you guys are kind of like on the corner now because they're chatting to your girls and whatnot, because that's what kind of was happening. And then he just buys everyone drinks, yeah. He buys the girls drinks, then he starts buying you man drinks.
It's the kind of thing that Topsy Riches would do, actually. Just come in and say, yeah.
Nah.
You get drinks for everybody.
Topsy's not buying the man's drinks. No way.
Probably.
Not mans he don't know.
Not the man's them.
Not the mans he don't
Definitely the
know.
girls.
He bought drinks, yeah. So they was like, so we was already laughing at the bands because the band had already come and collected the girls that you was with. But then not only did he collect the girls he was with, he gave you a lot of tip by buying you a drink as well. And that was it. They got rinsed. No man could come and
They got rinsed by the girls that
because
they were with?
They were taking the drink, bruv. They were drinking the champagne from the glasses that the man was providing.
You know what made it worse? Because a couple of the men would laugh, and most of the men laughing would have actually done it themselves anyway, so they can chat rubbish. But it was the girls.
That was
The girls that were. Can you imagine the girls that you're actually with? That's telling the story is dubbing you for letting another man buy me drinks when you're sitting right next to
No, not buy me and you.
Oh,
So this guy,
they got it.
This guy is not known to the group.
No one knew him. He came from nowhere.
Oh, boy.
He just came in and sabotaged the
Well,
situation.
I don't know. Boy, I don't know, man.
But would you let an ex-man buy you dinner still?
Dinner.
Yeah, if you went out with your woman and, you know, you're all eating and then you don't know.
What, a
dude from
double date?
Adam. Yeah, double date. And he
No.
just says, I'm just going to buy the food.
No.
Why not?
I'm not letting a man buy my woman dinner.
But you let him buy you dinner, yeah?
Nah. I'll make sure I service my woman properly. I'll pay for my woman's dinner, and I'll pay for my own.
Hang on, where did servicing the woman come into this? Man, just threw that in there. Make sure I service my woman properly.
It's a service, part of it. It's part of a service. It's all part of a service.
Well, it's it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all.
What if it was one of us, man?
If it's one of you, man, then if it's part of my circle, I don't think I'll have much of a problem. But if I'm going on a double date and I don't know the other guy, I know the girl a little bit because she's my girlfriend, and he wants to buy us all the dinner, I'll say, no, man, cool. Let's, I'll sort my bit out and you sort your
What if
bit
he's
out.
rich?
Makes no difference.
Okay.
Makes no difference, man.
I said the same as you. I probably wouldn't. I'm not going to say 100% wouldn't, but probably wouldn't. It's 99. It's 95% I wouldn't. And if it was the boys then it would be a discussion there and then. It wouldn't necessarily be no or a yes.
So what is it in us that makes us feel problematic about this situation?
The A, the L, the P, the H, the A, the alpha male. It's alpha.
Potentially.
I don't know.
What, alpha male?
You know, I've got I've got a massive problem with taking things from people more than probably.
Yeah, but do you know what the reason for that is?
Yeah, I don't like feeling like I owe anyone anything.
Why do you feel like you would owe somebody
Because
something?
that's how I feel. That's how I think.
So when somebody does, when you do something for somebody, they owe you.
Yeah, so you
Not
don't
necessarily. I just don't.
What's your price?
I just don't trust other people not to think like that.
So basically, what you're saying is you don't do things for doing them sake. You do them to get something back.
No, I said I don't think other people do things for no reason.
Yeah, but then your basis on that is on what?
I just, from what I've seen in the past, people tend to do things for no reason.
So you don't think people are just genuinely nice people?
No.
Wow. So,
No,
so
no, there are people.
How about your circle then?
No, I think there's still something in you, especially you, man, even worse than everyone else.
Get out.
To be
Ask man what?
that will, if you're paying for me, there's a reason why you're doing it.
Why?
It's because you wanna have that alpha on me.
He's such a he's a bastard, isn't he, man? There was a time I wanted to pay her recently, and he switched at me for something.
Don't ever want you. I never want you to pay
I
for
can't remember
me.
what it was. It's
Yeah, I remember.
fully even crossed my mind.
It was at my.
The same thing happened to me
It was
as
at
well.
my engagement. I think that was the one that you wanted.
Something
To do.
happened to me.
since-
You done the
since then.
same thing to me.
Exactly, man's thinking about stuff, and I'm not even thinking about it.
I was
I don't want you to pay for me.
offering to pay for something.
Okay, let me give you the example. So
pay for me.
the example that he's bringing up he proposed to his missus on his birthday, and we just so happened that we were going out for dinner on that
Is it the same
birthday
day?
Yeah.
as a family.
It wasn't
or-
just so
or-
happens. I planned it all.
No, but the point is that not only were you celebrating an engagement, you were celebrating your birthday, and even then you won't allow your brother to pay for the bill. Come on now, is that not that? All of a sudden, don't you look at that and think maybe there's some sort of insecurity thing there?
I'll be honest with
You
you.
didn't want to pay for. It wasn't a case that you were just paying for me. Sorry, go on, Sil.
I'm gonna say I'll be honest with you. the fact that you're so hell bent on it kind of makes me feel like it's working against this alpha thing that he's been talking about.
Who's your
your view on this not wanting someone to pay for you.
I would agree.
I think it happened on his birthday as well. I'm not sure if it was the same one if I was there, but I offered to pay for your dinner or pay for something relating to you. You said no.
I don't want none of you people to pay for
but
nothing.
it's
A strong, secure man.
I understand.
care.
I understand that, but it was my birthday recently. I had a dinner, and I think my cousin paid for my dinner.
Yeah, but you're happy for that. I'm not.
Yeah,
happy
no,
for
Okay,
no,
okay.
I don't care.
Okay,
It's
that's
not.
fine.
It's not
Whether or
so
not you
much.
care or don't care,
Yeah,
I
it's
care.
not that I'm happy that I hope somebody pays for my dinner. I was prepared to pay for my own thing, innit? But
It's your birthday, innit?
it's my birthday. Innit?
Nah, I'm
So
alright,
you
man.
get me?
On my birthday in Brazil, on our stag, we went to a meat restaurant where we got that famous picture of Wahala looking at the meat, and
That picture needs to go viral.
and
Supposed
it was quite an expensive restaurant for Brazil anyway, for what it was. And you man's paid. Everybody chipped in and paid for my restaurant. I mean my dinner.
Oh, yeah,
if I
yeah.
recall.
Ain't none.
I don't want it.
Do you know what we should all do? We should all go out and make sure that he doesn't pay for his dinner.
This is
Then the dinner will be ruined.
this is what's weird though.
I wouldn't do that. Well,
this-
let's leave the man to pay for his thing.
so
innit?
this
Just
is
wind them up.
This is what's weird. He won't let somebody pay for like anything, but then if one of us man won the lottery, he would expect that he would get something.
Yes.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's my portion though, isn't it? That's my portion.
Yeah, so you want some of that money?
No,
yeah?
I don't say everyone even. I said Stav needs to give me money. The rest of you, if you don't give me money, I'll hold you in contempt. I'm not gonna lie to you. but I wouldn't feel like it's a must. But my old brother must give me money.
So if one of us won the lottery or something, I say, you know what? Listen, I'll pay for your mortgage.
I don't know if I like you. Pay for
See now, this is what I'm saying. Can you see the difference here?
I see.
He wants the money so
yeah.
he can pay for it himself.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So
He can fool himself
you-
into believing that he paid
You
for
know
it.
what I'm
You either give me the money.
No.
You either give me the money.
You know what? I'm paying for your mortgage.
No,
He can
either giving me the money for me to do what I want with it. I don't like the way that you're allocating what you're gonna do for the money that you're giving
He
me.
can fool himself into thinking that he's paying for it. Like.
Okay, I'll give you 10 grand and I'm paying for your mortgage.
I don't know if I still. I'll take it. Because I'm a fool if I don't. I can't go home to my wife telling that something.
Yeah, but it's not your home anymore. It's Mr. Wilson.
Exactly. Man, go around telling everybody that he paid for my yard.
That's my yard.
Bruv,
Let's come in the house, open your kitchen, go for the biggest meat in the pot and sit down and eat like he's allowed to.
I'm coming over.
I'll just press the doorbell,
I'm busy.
walk
I'm
in.
busy. No.
press the
bruv,
doorbell, you just walk in.
I paid for this. What do you mean you're busy? You're busy. Are you at home? In fact, give me the key.
But I think Ty said it. Remember Ty was here, he was saying the same thing, that it's a problem that I need to deal with. And it's very hard for me to deal with it. Even the other day, I went out with my fiance's and her family, and his a brother took us all out for a meal, and he paid for the meal. And
Okay.
but then I had already the only way that I could balance it in my head is that I paid for the cinema, and he wanted to give me the money for the cinema as well. And I was like, no, I'll be alright with the cinema. 'Cause that's the only way in my head.
how did you
Can we
feel-
establish? My brother won't let me pay for his meal, but he let his brother-in-law pay for his.
No,
future brother-in-law.
if we went out for something,
Thank you.
If you went out for something,
thank you, Wahala.
Well, because this is the point.
Yeah, I know you love me.
This is the difference. Yeah, in the end,
Bitch you.
he went out and he told is what he came. He said that he basically wanted to pay for the thing. I can't now just say to if you said to me, Wahala, we're going to dinner and I want to do dinner with my family. So you're going with your wife, your kids, and you want to take all of us out to dinner, and I'm going to pay for the dinner. I don't have a problem with that.
No, you wouldn't go.
No, I would go to the dinner. But what I wouldn't do is when we get there, you just say I'm paying for everyone. No, I'm not doing that. So we have to give me a warning. You have to let me assess myself. You need to let me know that I'm going into that situation.
You need a warning.
He needs to go
So-
and do therapy
so-
before he
I
goes.
need to be built into knowing that that's what's going to happen.
How did you feel when you was just sitting there and the check came out?
He just paid. No, because he's alright. It's not a problem. He's like he's my older, innit? It's somebody that's elder.
Oh,
than
he's,
me.
he's older than you.
Yeah, he's older than him as well.
So,
So
what if it was one of the younger ones?
no, I'm not paying for me. Like if my sister says she wants to pay for my dinner, I might be more acceptable for my sister paying for me than stuff.
See,
Why?
And my brother-in-law, because they're older.
Okay.
I know Stuff's older than me, but I don't see him as that much older than me that he should be doing
What's the difference between you?
3 to 4 years.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
So I don't know, but it's a problem that I've got, and a problem that obviously I need to deal with. But I don't know why I don't think I'm the only person because I don't see you man letting people go around paying for you all over the gap.
Who's offering to pay for everybody's meal though?
But I ain't
You obviously in it.
You get me?
Yeah, but
And the reason why I was annoyed at
Ain't too
the
proud out
engagement
here,
is because there was other people there that might not have liked that.
Is
And you didn't give them the option.
Is that time when you and Swift were trying to pay for it?
Yeah, me and Swift
You
said-
didn't give them the option.
Me
you
and
didn't
Swift
speak to
said-
them. You didn't ask them no
the
questions.
man came with the bill. It came to our part. I was sitting on maybe a couple of seats from Swift. Swift said, "I'll pay." I said, "I'll pay." And then we were going back and forth. He said, "Just go out." So I said, "Yeah," and that was it.
Nah.
And then he just, "No,
Who were holla?
yeah."
No,
So
because I said, look, there was other people there. There was her family there. You didn't ask. You didn't go on and query her family to see whether or not they were happy with that.
Happy with what?
With him just paying for everyone's meal. As far as I'm concerned,
I don't
People
see
don't
it.
care,
I don't
man.
yeah,
see
you don't
it.
see that. But so if it was me now, I would feel disrespected. If somebody else was there, we just sat down and said that you would feel disrespected if somebody went to a dinner and paid for your meal.
If
and
you
wouldn't
don't
like it.
know
No,
them,
no.
Yeah, but they don't know them.
No offense, but
They don't know them.
You're kind of foolish, though, innit? So
Alright.
Yeah, but they don't know them. They don't know you. So then in the end,
They're gonna
what?
be, they're gonna be my brother-in-law.
Yeah, but
We're
they don't know
celebrating.
you.
It's a celebration,
No, but,
bitches.
but they don't know you. And,
So
and as
Swift-
far as I'm concerned,
they didn't know Swift.
no, they didn't know him. Do you know what I mean?
Who?
Have I not met them
Who-
before?
No, I don't think I'd even met them before that, really.
Oh.
So as far as I'm concerned, you have to take the time out to ask these questions. You have to see whether or not they're happy with that.
I'll be honest with you though. Like you go out to dinner with a family of Nigerians, they're quite happy for you to pay
That's
for
what
them.
I'm thinking, bro.
No, don't think like that because not
Most
everyone
of
is
them,
like that.
bruv. Most of them accept
No, but you
bruv.
don't decide that for people.
I would almost put my life on the fact that most people other than you will be happy. with the
I
fact
can guarantee you that at that situation, the person that I'm referring to wouldn't have necessarily been happy with that.
are they like you?
Not necessarily like me, but if they don't know you or they don't want or they're not in that particular space with you, they wouldn't be quite happy if you go around and pay for them.
I think,
But
I
I
think
think-
it's an interesting observation.
So I don't
think-
think you should just make a decision for
I think
somebody.
asking a question, I think maybe puts them in an even more uncomfortable.
No,
position.
it's not. It's not an uncomfortable
Are
position.
you okay with me doing this? And then if they say yes, then it seems like they're begging.
How are you
And then-
how are you
and
begging
then-
when
and
you
then-
come to ask the person whether or not they
they
can pay?
may feel inferior, bruv. Like,
Nah,
you
I don't see it as that.
Well,
I think it's a respect thing,
And
especially
then-
especially the person's older than you as well.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, man,
I think that age for me makes a big difference.
buy me dinner next time, bruv.
I'm not buying you shit.
Come on.
They say you love you, but they're outside.
Yeah,
You
get
don't
me.
tear
I'm your
and
elder,
motive.
innit?
Look at this foot.
Oh, what a shame.
What's next, bro?
All right.
What are you working with?
I could have called him a foot as well.
You call him a fart.
Foot.
What's a fart?
Them hoes over there.
Lyor Cohen. Lyor Cohen.
Who?
And Dame
Lyor.
Dash. He was the head of Def
Jam.
Jam. And now he's the head of a company called 300, I believe.
Yeah, and he's the CEO of the music section of YouTube.
All right.
Apple, wasn't it?
The new thing.
No,
Oh,
YouTube.
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 The new
That's
thing.
the other Jew.
So Dame Dash,
Precisely.
he had an interview on the Breakfast Club last week. And
He's been
Leo
on there
Combs
quite
had
a few times.
had
hasn't
an
Sorry?
interview.
he? He's been on there quite a few times.
no.
Leo
no.
Combs had an interview last week.
Dame Dash
You
I'm
made it
talking
sound
about.
like Dame Dash had an interview. last
Sorry,
week.
Lyor Cohen had an interview on
Yeah.
the Breakfast Club last week. He doesn't do a lot of interviews actually, or not too many. Well, recently he's come out of a bit more.
Shell.
But back in the day, he
On
was,
Drink Chaps, I liked
he
him.
was an exec. He stayed in the background. Back in the days when execs, well, unless you were Puffy, all up in the videos. Yeah, back in the days when execs were execs. But so Dame Dash has always accused Lyor. Well, not always, but since they had a split, I can't be bothered to go into the history of it all. But he called him a culture vulture, and a culture vulture is, what do we say?
When a person that's not of culture steals another person's culture for their advantage and does not give back to it,
All right. Now,
I'll pay homage.
on the Joe Biden podcast,
Joey.
they discussed this culture vulture thing, Lyor Cohen situation, and they called up Dame Dash and actually asked him, "What is your problem with Lyor? Explain the culture vulture." I want to actually play the clip, but it's probably too long. But he lays it down. He gives it in such a
So explain it.
Eloquent way.
very eloquent way. I can't give it justice either.
But
I-
this is,
I- I
but
could
you
only-
can't not explain it. So you got to explain what he's saying.
He says what you basically said. A culture vulture is somebody that takes from the culture, is not part of the culture, and doesn't give back anything to the culture. In essence,
Now, the
so
cul-
I'm not-
cultural
I-
appropriation, same thing.
kind of thing. Yeah, I am not one of you, but I'm coming into you, taking away from you, and not giving you anything in return. That's a culture vulture. He believes that's what Lyor Cohen is. And people are asking, well, he's done so much for hip hop, in general. But he's like, he doesn't put anything back in that doesn't benefit him. It's not, he's doing stuff, but it's all for himself, really, yeah. So maybe I can say to Simple Simon, let's go into business and do such and such, and you make 10 and I make 10. But if it was only going to benefit you, I wouldn't do nothing. I'm only doing it to benefit me. I'm only doing it for my 10. I'm not doing it for your 10.
Yeah.
So, but he breaks it down. He spits flames. We've been asked to discuss that actual interlude from the Joe Budden podcast. I might even have to just play the thing, actually.
I haven't heard the interlude.
How long is it?
It'd probably be about 2 or 3 minutes.
A little bit.
All right. I don't know how I would have edited this, but we are here, and I am going to play the clip from the podcast. Hopefully, it's not too long, and you guys can hear it. I'll stop it if it runs too long. But here we go.
Dame, this is Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast. How are you, sir?
Joe, what's good, Joe?
Dame, I just need clarity from you. What exactly is a culture vulture, and why is Lyor one?
Clear my throat on that one. Pause. A culture vulture is someone that exploits the culture that he's not a part of, doesn't benefit the culture, and takes care of his culture, and has no respect for the culture he's exploiting. And that's exactly why Lyor is one, because he's been making money off of our culture. He is not part of it, and he's been exploiting it, never helping, teaching, or anything, doing what's in the best interest of his pocket over the culture. And to add insult to injury, he is not accepted in his own culture. He cannot get no money in his own culture. So he comes to ours, acts like a big cat, pretends we need him when we don't. And then if someone even asks him a question, he acts entitled, like he did on our platform. And then he pretends he owns something that he doesn't.
Dame.
And disrespect and try to erase, which they always do. Okay, hold on, baby. Hold the dog. And they always try to erase our history and act like the people that were really fighting for us never existed. And I think he flagrantly displayed that in public just because he's so used to it. So that he's a perfect example. Matter of fact, I coined the term because of him. And he's also made it, culture vultures also make it where a lot of history doesn't get made just because for their own personal benefit. So there's
Dame,
a lot of history that didn't get made because of him.
Do you think that Lyor Cohen has not contributed to hip hop at all?
What I think he's done is exploited it, and I don't think he's of it. And that's all I'm addressing. I don't care what he's done for it.
Yeah,
that's
but when you say he's not of it,
I'm not saying that it discredits anything he's done. But just because someone's done good for hip hop, if he's a child molester, he's still a child molester. So all the good doesn't, all the molesting negates every bit of good that you do. If you hurt the people, especially my people, and then you make it where, let me ask you a question. Don't you think it's a little foul that Todd Moskowitz and Joey and Julie Paul have jobs over, got girls like Shari, Brian, all the black girls in the industry have to work for all of these white people that don't know nothing about music? That's what he's done. He's killed our nepotism.
That is the bar of the year. He's killed our nepotism.
Okay.
God damn, what he said. I love that bar. To my heart.
Can you define that, please?
Okay, so
Nepotism is the act of giving favor because somebody is related to or is considered to be a friend.
God damn. So what you're saying is
dictionary, man.
When
there's no Google up in there, he's just right at the top of the
when he puts his people in positions of power in our industry, so forget now me, I'm in power, but the people under me that are going to be over you are my people still as well. So they're my Jewish bedrins. On top of the people that actually know and are of the culture, they can't pass it down to their children.
Shout out Reggie Yates.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
So that's what you said. That's what that line means. But it's so poetic. It's a Jay-Z line.
The thing about it.
So what's the question? We
were asking. Somebody put flames on it, yeah. And Mo from Kalata Buck said we must discuss this, and because we are respecting our black women, we are going to.
The thing about this situation is this, yeah, and Joe Biden kind of alluded to it as well. It's hard to say that he's a culture vulture when he was there so early on in the culture.
They don't mean nothing.
Because he used to
Tim
be
Westwood. Tim Westwood's been early in
yeah, I don't wouldn't necessarily say that Tim Westwood on hip hop is the culture vulture. I'll say this grime and all this other stuff that's come after. I'll say he's the culture vulture. Hip hop, maybe
He's
not so much.
vulture,
But
100%.
Westwood loved hip hop. Yeah, but I believe he's using grime people to stay relevant.
Yeah. Lyor Combs was there as the road manager for Run DMC. That's how far Lyor Combs goes back. Yeah, that's how far he goes back. It's not like he came 2 days ago and he's now running everything. It's not like a case of whether or not he was actually into hip hop beforehand. I don't know. I know that he said that he saw a show or something, and that's what got him into it. And then he decided he wanted to get involved, and that's how he suddenly got involved. Potentially, for me, I don't think I would call Lyor Combs vulture culture for that. But what Dame said after about when people take their people and put other people in place of the people that potentially should be there, that might be what he does. But then in saying that, he's put he was the one that made Jay-Z Def Jam president. So in the same vein of putting,
but they say that he did that to kind of split people up. So he did that as a power move for himself.
Yeah, he did that as a power move. But everything,
So
even
Jay-Z could
even
do
him
the
putting
work
even him
that he
putting the
wouldn't.
Jewish people in power, is he doing it for himself? He's not doing it for others, is he?
Apparently, he wanted to split up Rockefeller so that he could get more
Royalties.
Well, I don't know about
Or get more power over.
He basically done
divided
what
business.
America is doing with Rwanda and Congo, if you know your little bit of history. You get me? So what we're saying is that he put Jay-Z in place so he can kind of mash up the place.
Well, the thing
mash
with
up Def Jam and
kind of
separate certain things.
Not mash up Def Jam.
Well, not
Rockefeller.
not mash them up, but move certain.
What the problem is with
stones
the thing
that
with this
he
is that
too scared to do.
Dame is very much a power figure. Let's say the alpha that you want to say. He doesn't allow people to run him. He's very much on. I'm independent. No one's my boss. Nobody should have a boss. If you got a boss, you're a bitch type thing. Yeah. So he was very much like Rockefeller is not Def Jam. We work alongside Def Jam. So he used to be what they would call this proper the problematic episode. They used to call Dame Dash problematic. That used to be what they used to call him, because he used to come into offices, make up a whole heap of noise, and go home, and you couldn't really do nothing to him because he didn't work for you. So what they wanted to do is obviously Jay-Z was the biggest star at the time, and they wanted to have the biggest star on Def Jam still. So what they did was, when I think the deal was coming up to a close with Def Jam and Rockefeller, instead of renewing it, they offered Jay-Z the chance to be president of Def Jam. In saying that, I think Jay-Z and Dame Dash also had their same issue, they had their own issues, because Jay-Z is very much a methodical type person. He's the type of person that would use the next man to get somewhere else. I'll see. He would be that type of person to do that. And I think he was prepared to use Def Jam to get to an end, to a mean, to where he is now. And I don't think Dame Dash was prepared to do that because he's not prepared to have a boss, basically.
It's like a divide and conquer type flex.
That's exactly what Steph said before. Yeah.
Can I splinter off very quickly before we split them back in, because we haven't finished. But when you mentioned the stuff about what the US and the UK do to certain countries, this is where the old man in me and thinking about the topics that I actually sometimes want to discuss is a bit different than what we do actually end up talking about.
So why don't you discuss it?
And the thing you mentioned there is just for people that don't know, is when some of these Western powers go into countries and they split them up, when they leave, what they often do is it's not just they put puppets in power. Sometimes it's not just a puppet. What they'll do is, when you have tribes where one is 70% of the population and the other is 10, and there's another 10 or whatever, very often you'll find, if you do your research, they'll take the person that is the leader or the head, or from the tribe or the culture or whatever it is, or the religion that is the minority, and put them in power. And for some reason that seems to cause a shift, because obviously the people that were the majority before you came were running things just by the fact that they were the majority. Then when you leave the person that was in minority and you put them in power, and it seems to be a clash. It's like almost like middle child or little child syndrome, where they now impose themselves on the majority, and that's what causes so many of the civil wars in Africa and in Asia that you would have seen once these countries have left and gone about their business and said, oh, there's your independence, here's your new leader. So Rwanda, if you're talking about places like Kenya, stuff like this is what's happened in Somalia. So I'll just, that was my side splinter off, but let's go back into culture.
Let me just quickly touch on that for those that want to know what is actually going on, and I'll be very quick. is that we all know that Congo produces the most uranium and cobalt.
No, we don't all know that.
Okay.
I think majority of people don't know that.
Okay, so that's a little bit of education for you. That's what Congo produces. But you will find
Most people
that
won't know what cobalt is.
it's what we use for our mobile phones and televisions and so forth, and the microwaves and all these
And
kind
they
of things.
cannot work without this
Without
substance.
these things. What you'll find is that the highest producer of these things is Rwanda. Small little Rwanda, which is next to Congo, big old Congo. And Rwanda are allies of the United States.
And Arsenal.
Well, there you go. So you got
Visit
Rwanda
Rwanda.
and Uganda who kind of work in tandem with each other to get what they want from Congo to sell to the masses. So the United States are getting Rwanda and Uganda to do the dirty work for them to get what they want. And it's kind of a divide and conquer type flex.
Well,
So you've got Rwanda, who are very affluent right now, you know, doing really well. If you see their country, it looks beautiful, but it is off the back of a lot of genocide, civil wars, and all these kind of things that are going on in Congo. So I personally couldn't make myself into a great man whilst knocking down my neighbor next to me, but that's what Rwanda and Uganda do.
It's ironic that you should say that, because you know, with the Ethiopia and Eritrea thing,
Yeah.
recently, where they're now back together again now, yeah, or they've quashed their however long war that they've had, yeah.
2 decades.
I thought it was a bit strange that they just suddenly all of a sudden done this, yeah.
There's something
And
going
then
on.
today I see an article saying that the United Emirates or Arabia, one of them, is starting to build a pipeline between Ethiopia and
there's always a
Eritrea.
Eritrea.
And you see why I don't let people
So-
pay for my meal?
So Abbas in Eritrea is the port for, I think it's oil. It's an oil point, entry point.
Yeah.
So they're using that now to put a pipeline
It's
in.
No,
the
no, I thought-
pipelines and all those kind of things.
the new leader of Ethiopia, I from what I can see of him, because he's cussed Western people as well. He's cussed some of the Arab leaders as well. Arab leaders, you know, from what I see of him, he seems to be kind of gangster, because he's coming to play. Again, similar situation to what I was talking before. He's now coming to power because they were his people were the majority before, but they weren't in power. They haven't been in power for this last 2 decades. That there's been some sort of war between these two factions, Ethiopia and Eritrea. Now he's coming to power, and he's just said dead all that stuff before. The Eritreans wanted a piece of land. That this is where the civil war started. This is what I'm talking about. It was split up.
This gets talk, man.
They were fighting over this piece of land.
at the border?
Somewhere in basically there was a split. No surprise there. So you're Eritrea, because Eritrea was Eritrea before they became part of Ethiopia. Then they became part of Ethiopia. Then they became a split again. When the split happened, it was almost kind of amicable, but there was a piece of land that they said both parts of them wanted. It's almost like this Israel Palestine business. So now this is where they popped off over this one little piece of land. So they've been fighting over that kind of land for 20 years, and this is where they severed ties. You can't call the other side. Basically, the other side's dead to us. Yeah,
it's
the other
like
side
North
is
and
dead to us.
South Korea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dead to us. Yeah. Then when this leader come, he said, "Just take it. That's what he said, just take it, and let's just make peace." And so the
how do you
people in that
feel?
country is like, wow, is popping out. People that were living in Eritrea can actually go and visit family and relatives and stuff that were in Ethiopia that they couldn't go to before for fear of death. There's families that's linking up now. They ain't seen each other for 10, 20, 30 years. Sorry, well, not 30. It's only a 20-year war, but it's peak.
So that's the good side of it, but the other side of it is the exploitation with this
Yeah,
pipe.
there's
that's
some-
But the
Something
thing
going
is, because the ports were in Ethiopia, Eritrea couldn't get through to. Is it?
That's the other way around.
Or maybe it's the other. Sorry.
It's the other way around.
So like one of them. Which one's the one that's got actual sea to it? Eritrea
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is what on the coast.
on the coast.
Yeah, Eritrea.
So that's why, because Ethiopia was basically shooting itself in the foot because they had to go round and do other things because the neighbors, your natural people that you would have done the business with to get things through the port, we can't do it with because they're landlocked. There's no sea around them. So now they made peace. It's like, now let's do the business now. So I don't know if it's part of that okay, now we actually have access to the ports. We don't have to go just a long way about it. Let's make moves. I don't know.
And that is why no one pays for my dinner. But there's always a reason behind it. We're going back to the culture vulture situation because we don't want to stray too far away from it. Lyor's done a lot, man, and he's made a lot of millionaires.
All right, look. I'm just gonna go with this. someone's made the accusation about him being a culture vulture. There's been grumbles around it in the industry for as long as I
Yeah, but it's usually from Dame Dash.
I know. But wait, here's the thing now. Dame Dash was at East Coast, yeah? Let's fly over to the West Coast. You remember back in the 90s when Ice Cube was making a really big noise about how
Jerry Heller.
Yeah. And how he did them, and this is another one of these Jewish guys again.
Yeah, but Jerry Heller's got you cannot compare Jerry Heller to Lyor Cohen.
Let the man finish.
My point here is, again, he's not of the culture, and he was there making money off of the culture, and he just happens to be Jewish as well. It's just what they do, bro.
No, but Jerry Heller was a lawyer.
It's what they do.
How about David Wadigan?
Bro.
David Wadigan?
Yeah, same thing.
Jerry,
Do you know how upset dancehall is about David Rodigan?
Yeah, they don't really are a big fan of. Well, they're a fan, but not a fan at the same time. But Jerry Heller,
is he not part of the culture?
You see,
I don't know because I don't know. I'm outside of this.
There was a point where he would have been accepted into the culture, but he's done the same thing that they always do. They come in.
He's been white.
That's it.
Is it just because he's white though?
No.
What else has he done?
Being white.
He's being white.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, he is white, but being white is another thing. You know, the same thing we're talking about here.
He's more popping because he's white. Full stop. Yeah, you can't do nothing about that though.
He comes in there, and then the people that are supposed to get
He comes in here acting all high and
They
mighty.
colonize. They colonize, innit?
Yeah, he colonializes.
So he's a colonizer.
So the thing that the people that are supposed to get credit don't get credit. The people that have been doing it for X amount of time, he doesn't put. Even
he gives credit to. He's always talking about.
But he doesn't put anyone on. Yeah, so he gives you, oh yeah, this man did this first, whatever. But he's making money off of telling these people that you did it first. He doesn't put you on.
He does it with words, not with deeds.
Thank you.
Let's go back.
And that's the beef that some certain man had with Tim Westwood. I remember, like our friend one, when they were kind of trying to break out and become a big artist.
Yeah, what did they say?
They felt that Tim Westwood wasn't backing him.
He was a gatekeeper,
and yeah, but he wasn't backing anything British.
He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't. And again, he was looking for stuff to get through. But Jerry Heller, the reason why Jerry Heller is different from Lyor Cohen is Jerry Heller didn't pretend like he had anything to do with hip hop. He was a lawyer. That's all he was. And then he did contracts with Eazy-E to swindle the rest of NWA. So it wasn't just Jerry Heller on his own. Eazy-E also was involved and implicit in this swindling.
So he was the house coon.
But in a way, yes. Whereas with Lyor Cohen, it's not a case of that. It was a case that they were running the business together. So it was him, Rick Rubin, and Russell Simmons that was running Def Jams. So it wasn't a case. Rick Rubin and Russell obviously created it, and then he came in after as like a manager.
Do you think Lyor Cohen is the one that came up with the 360 contract?
Of course he did. He's not pretending like he did.
Yeah, and that raped people.
Yeah, but he gave a reason.
It gave a 360 contract was rape,
but you don't have to sign it.
Explain the 360 contract.
Go on.
So a 360 contract means basically we sign it, and it means that they own your publishing, they own all your rights to like your TV appearances. Basically, they own everything that you do. Every merchandise,
raping you.
Back in the day, record label, you sign your record deal. And what you did on the side was your mixtapes, your films, your TV things. You did separate deals with that. You had a manager, and your manager would go forth and, you got this program on TV, blah, 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 blah. A 360 deal is saying, all right, you SoundCloud rapper, I'm going to make you big. I'm going to put you on my label. I'm big manager. All right. But I don't just want a piece of your sales of your music and your shows, which is what it was before. I want your merchandise. I want basically like anything you do, I'm taking a small cut of it. I'm taking 10% of everything that goes forward, just for the fact that I put you on. Because you would not, the TV companies, the advertising people, the Kellogg's or whoever, the liquor companies, whoever wanted something from you would not come to you unless they knew about you. They're only gonna know about you from me. So I'm gonna take a piece of everything, even if you go off your own back and make the deal.
Hello, Raping You Records.
But again, don't sign it. It's simple and plain.
Yeah, but people are desperate for the deal.
No, but there's enough people. No, not back then. It's now. It's recent.
Now?
When independent.
The 360 deals was from back then.
No.
It's a new thing.
It's not. It's new.
360 deals are not new, man.
They're new. They're not.
From my understanding,
they're not from back then.
How new are you talking about?
Like about 4 or 5 years.
Nah,
maybe under 10 years.
It's not new.
Since he left, you just said that he started it. He didn't start with Def Jam. He started it once he left Def Jam.
Called 300.
Listen, you know what I'm saying to you, that the 360 deal is not as new as you're saying? Because the thing that I was just saying now, Raping You Records, was the Locks.
Yeah, I know what that is.
You know when that was,
Yeah, but
but
that's not 360.
different.
They weren't on a 360
They
deal.
weren't on a 360.
And it's got nothing to do with 360
Bro,
deal.
trust me, I know. I'm gonna know about this.
All
I
right.
know about it. This is my era. The Locks signed a deal like most of these young rappers do for some reason. Because they don't let somebody give you the lawyer and the pen to sign.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, you get your own lawyer.
It's
But
the
anyways,
publishing they're talking about.
yes, they sign the way they're publishing. So whereas I'm saying that somebody might sign a deal and say you get 2 points of a song, or you basically get 10% off every record or whatever. I own your publishing. This is what Jay-Z fought for. This is maybe why this was the sweetener deal for Jay-Z to become the manager of Def Jam. I own your publishing. Once you've done your shows and you've sold your initial music, anything that happens after that, I make all the money. I decide whether I'm basically paying you from your own works. So this is why you have so many people. This is what R. Kelly was talking about when he said that he's got no money. This is why he has to tour, because he doesn't make money off all these songs that are playing on the radio and that people buy. He doesn't actually make money. So this is what the Lux Effect's about.
So 2002, yeah?
2002 is the first one.
So a long time
That's
ago.
a long time ago still.
That's what I'm saying to you.
From the first 360 deal.
I'm telling
From
you.
Lyor Cohen.
I'm telling you.
Hold on.
It's not from him directly.
What is he
came
saying?
From it says here the first one, Robbie Williams.
Just did.
I told
So
you
it's
it's
not
old.
just-
It's not new. About 5-6 years ago, I said that. Oh.
And then it went into Live Nation with
Vindicated.
Madonna and then Jay-Z in 2008.
What?
Yeah.
Jay-Z's not got a 360 deal, so what are you on about?
Okay.
I don't know.
They have also been
I
made between.
refuse to believe
They
Madonna
have
has a
also
360
been
deal.
made between artists and promoters with Live Nation's 2007 deal with Madonna and 2008 deal with Jay-Z.
No, Jay-Z's deal was for the tours. It's not for everything.
Anyways,
I will read a bit because I don't trust you. I'm not gonna lie.
irrespective. Let's
reading
just
the
go
thing.
around the table and ask: do we think Lyor Cohen is a culture vulture?
Yes.
So Simple Simon is saying yes.
I'm saying half, and another reason why I'm saying half because in that, if you listen to that interview, this way it's gonna get more personal for me. The hear he was talking about Afrobeats.
Well, he's
Which
coming
one?
for it.
He's coming for it basically. You need to watch out for the Afrobeats because that's coming. And I'm telling you,
It's
and he held Charlemagne's hand like a preacher said. I'm telling you, hold my hand. I'm telling you, when that comes, it's gonna be a wave and it's gonna take over.
It's
and you
melodic.
need to be on it. It's melodic. You gotta need it. Everybody's gonna be. And I'm thinking, you better leave us alone because he's coming for us.
No, he's already got us. He wouldn't
He's
say.
already coming for us.
He wouldn't say that unless he's
Trust
already
me,
in the
Wizkid
position.
is there, man. Wizkid signed that contract away.
Yeah, he wouldn't say that if he wasn't in the position already.
Well, it's YouTube though, isn't it? So he's promoting for YouTube.
But he wouldn't be saying what he's saying if he wasn't in the position already. All he's doing is funneling traffic now because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, Afrobeats." He's done it, bruv.
Bruv,
He's already done it.
The wave is coming.
He's already done it.
So I say it's half because I agree with what Dave's saying where he'll put his people in play. He might have put other people in play. I don't know. I don't know the man's life back to back. Dave probably knows him a lot better than I do. And he's also writing what he was saying.
Probably.
He's also writing what apparently he said he don't know Dame Dash. And that was the reason why he was getting upset when he was saying that he goes like he doesn't even know who you are. Because he was trying to say on the Breakfast Club, I don't know who Dame Dash is. I don't know who you're talking about.
To be honest, I don't blame him because the man's been cussing you for the last decade. So yeah, I would say I don't know him either because I don't want to talk about him. So I get that. If you guys were bringing up somebody that had been insulting me for 10 years, I'd be like, I might not put it that way, but the sentiment is the same. I don't want to talk about him. So that's just a way of putting it. I don't know you. Talk about something else.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you're saying half and half. Simple Simon is saying a full blown yes. Mr. Wolf is saying
What Simple Simon is same thing. I don't think he's gonna be building music studios and doing certain musical educational programs back home. If he does start the Afrobeats thing or he goes right in, he's not gonna do that. I don't think he's done that in the United States either. So that to me is part of giving back. So no, I think he is a culture vulture, culture appropriation, whatever you want to call it. I don't think he's giving back. He's taking and he's getting very rich off of our music.
I just remembered something about that interview. There's a point in there where he talks about some of the artists that take drugs and what he thinks about them. He said that he thinks they're junkies. One. After he said that after he said that he cares about hip hop and he cares about the industry and he gives these young guys good advice and all the rest of it, he says, if you're a junkie, I don't want nothing to do with you. What did he say? I'll make money off of you basically, but he's not trying to help them at all.
No,
I don't see anything wrong with that.
The thing was, he was saying that one of the biggest threats to our community or the community now is this drug thing.
What community is he talking
He's
about?
talking about the hip hop community. The way that drugs is in fashion, it's in vogue. People are not talking about selling it anymore. They're talking about taking it. There are rappers that have died from drugs, and he's saying it's very dangerous to the community. It's like we're properly pushing it to the youngsters. Then Charlamagne asked him, "But you sign people that rap about this. Why do you sign them if you're saying it's the biggest threat?" It kind of stumped him for a minute, and he's like, "Well,"
I don't give a fuck.
and then
about
he
him.
pushed. He said, "I have to feed my family."
Yeah, it's
That's
all
what he
about
said.
money.
That's
isn't
what he said. He put it. Well, I have to feed my family. And then the man said, "What?" He said, "Listen, I've given you my answer." That's what he said. I've given you my answer.
That's all to me. That's all clear indications that he doesn't give a shit.
All right, so this is Stavros' answer now.
I think he cares more about hip hop than probably you do, to be honest.
By the
Real hip-hop.
definition that Dame's given, or
because
that,
it pays him. Bro.
that we fleshed out about culture vulture, I would say he is a culture vulture. By the definition that is, Stavros doesn't actually have problems with culture vultures or appropriators. I don't see what the problem is. If I felt that I could make money doing oil. Now, oil is a long-term family business in somewhere like Texas. It's family business. It's passed on. And I've found my way to a footing in Saudi Arabia or Texas, and I can do some oil business. And they're saying you're a culture vulture to make money. I'll say yes, because I'm here. It's a business. I don't actually care about your family lineage that's on this line or whatever.
No, bad example.
All right, and let's go to hip hop then.
Oil is an accident. You just happen to be in the right geographic
Okay,
location. You're talking about people that have cultivated something.
Okay, then
Let's talk about the motor trade.
Yeah,
then.
you're talking about...
No, forget motor. Let's talk about another type of music.
You're talking about talent now.
Pick a different type of music. Then.
People are bringing out talent.
Okay, pick a music
It's
that
art.
is not of ours. Let's say Bangra. That's a music, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would do the same thing.
Do what?
Whatever Lyor Cohen is doing, I would do. I would put you man as head of companies. I would go there, support them, make them all big, and make my money off them.
To be honest, that's what black should be doing.
That is what business is.
Because that's what they do to us.
No, it's not because anybody does it to anybody.
Yes,
I want to make
because
money.
the Asian
If that's how I
man-
can make money, then
Yes,
that's how I'm going to
and
make my
the
money.
Asian
And
man-
that's the end of it.
So
Yes,
what?
bruv.
I'm not going there to put you down. I'm not going there to stamp on you.
Yeah, but
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
but
You
listen,
are.
It could be a byproduct of what I'm doing.
And
I'm going there to
No.
big me and my people up.
No, but it's not a byproduct of what you're
It is
doing.
a byproduct.
No,
because I'm not going there to do it.
When you start pushing the guns and the violence over the conscious lyric, when you start working with government agencies to make sure the music has a certain taint to it, so that the kids are not listening to uplifting things, so that the kids don't have positive imagery to look up to. When you start putting the breasts and the batty in the video and the women that are half naked,
Are we blaming Lyor Cohen for this?
I'm saying it's this attack on the culture.
Yeah, but is Lyor Cohen
no,
part
but
of this
not
attack?
him.
He's part of it.
specifically, but he has got
because
a part to play.
he's
bruv.
facilitating these things.
All right, this will allow us to do a little bit of a bridge into another subject, which is similar.
And let me
Now-
just make a point as well, because you said that it's all business, it's all business. This is what the Asian man are doing with the hair shops, innit? You are somebody who hates the weave, you hate this, you hate that, but these are the men that push the bleach, the weave, the all these things that you hate so much into our community, and they're making money from it as well.
The reason why I don't get upset with these people is because I believe people have accountability for their own actions.
Yes,
So
but these-
yes, they're going into community.
No doubt.
If you know of a black shop that does it,
supply and
you
demand,
ain't
innit?
gonna go to the black shop and do it because it costs a bit more. You're gonna go to the Asian shop.
No, not me.
No, maybe not you, but most people do. So that's it. So people have the account. You have the choice to do that.
I don't know.
That's
about
it.
most
So I
people,
can't look
but
at the
don't-
man.
There isn't enough. of
Most
the black
most
shops,
black
bruv.
people
There's
are
not enough of the
going
black
where
shops,
it's going to
mate.
be cheaper. It doesn't matter if there's enough. They're going to go to the one that's closer and it's cheaper, and that happens to be the Asian man. So that's it. So that's what's going to happen. Me, I might go further. You might go further, but most people ain't. 9 out of 10 of blacks is going to go to the closer one to the
because
cheaper.
there's so many shops that are coming into the community.
So that's it. So that's it.
you know, being culture vultures, innit?
This is why the thing
And
is
you
with
ain't
me
and
is-
you ain't got a problem with it.
No, the thing with me is I have to look at my people and say, you need to do better. I don't look at somebody else and say, please help us out. Please don't try and
If we
sort
didn't,
yourself out.
if we didn't give them the money, if we weren't such consumers, then they wouldn't be able to do
But
what
that's
they do.
but that is, I think that is part of our culture as well.
That is
We
like
are
me-
consumers.
But then that's our problem.
You know
innit?
when
we got to deal with that problem.
You know when a man cheats on his missus and the woman gets upset with the woman as well, or the woman even more than the man. That's
No.
like me getting upset with the Asian man.
I
That's
don't- not for me. I
that's
know
the
you.
same thing. Why are you getting upset with the woman? The man cheat. That's your man. That's the one you should be worried about.
With us having to do better, I agree with that, but I'm not going to say that we have to do better.
Let me put a take on. Let me put a take on
the
that
company or the type of people that are taking.
Let me put a
liberties
take
with
on
us.
that. For you spoke about weave, and you know they're selling us the weave and blah blah blah. But whose head is it coming from?
Sorry?
Whose head is it coming from?
Oh no, you tell me.
Indian woman, isn't it?
So in other words, they're part of the business itself, isn't it?
Brazilian women?
No,
That
it
too?
Doesn't really come from Brazilian.
So they're part of the thing itself.
About 90% of the
So they're selling their own hair still.
Is
But,
Indian.
so go into your bridge.
All right. While I was on
Candy
Candy Conversations, episode number 4,
Yeah. Big up
And-
Candy Conversations. Big up Sincerely Tops.
big up Sincerely Tops, who will be back on the show at some point.
Yeah, she wanted to try and come on the show after. I think she might be wanted to come on maybe this one. She said she would, but obviously we're recording so late, so it's fortunate.
Because
Don't want her
it's going to be quick now.
by herself.
Unless you guys
This
want to talk
late,
about
yeah.
something else, this is going to be the last thing, unfortunately. Anyways, so you were there and they were discussing
Black representation.
black representation on the media. So we'll talk about Peng Life. Did you watch it?
I watched it, yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about that in a second. But just something you mentioned that we're discussing on, while I brought up a point when they were discussing Big Nasty and how basically they didn't, a lot of people said they weren't happy with the representation that he's bringing on the show. You know, he's a bit clownish and they didn't like the fact that the black people that we have on TV are clowns. And then Big Wale brought up the fact that, what's that show? The one that you mentioned?
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof was on TV or was on Sky. It had about 6 or 9 episodes or whatever it was. It came on weekly, the same as the other one did. You could watch it on Catch Up, the same as the other program did. But nobody spoke about it on social media, and everyone spoke about Big Nasty. And it was brought up that maybe it's the negative that we want to discuss. Maybe it's the negative that we're drawn to. So what you mentioned before, which I can't even remember the thing now, but the point you're bringing is that we talk about this, we talk about that, and yeah, that's it. When you're talking about
Me?
the putting the drugs in the community or pushing drugs, pushing booty, pushing crime raps.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, if that's what people want to listen to, if that's what people are gonna buy, then by all means, that's what I'll sell. Because I'm not here to baby you. You can go and find conscious rap.
You say
You
that.
can go and find conscious rap if you
but
want to.
you say that, yeah. But there comes a point where what you're being exposed to is what you're pushing.
Like weave, yes.
So they're exposing it. Is my point. So they want to sell this stuff.
But my point is that when you had a programs and maybe they didn't overlap, but one came immediately after the other, Bulletproof, Positive, Black Man, Black Wife, Black Family at Home, 2 policemen doing good for their community, doing good and fighting crime, and you have Big Nasty, who I'm not, hopefully no offense or nothing, but the people said that seemed a bit coonish, seemed a bit clownish. Which one got all the topics? Which one got the we need season 2? Did anyone talk about Bulletproof? Did the black people push it up? No. So the point is, you had the opportunity to discuss which one, and what did we discuss? We discussed the one that was full of jokes.
This is part of the whole agenda, bruv. It's not as simple and as straightforward as you make it out to be, you know, Staffels. Because back in the day, there was more uplifting music. There was music that unified communities. You get me? We can go back as far as your
Native Tongues.
not one DMC, Public Enemy. Yeah, we can
Which
go.
was on Def Jam, by the way.
We can go that far back, and we can go far back and look at the Cosby Show and
Let's not go there.
and what's the other program? The one where they were
Different
in college,
World.
A Different World. During that time, you see black affluent families, kids going to college in a comedy type aspect. Now you've got a whole load of nonsense, a certain type of music that, you know, highlights violence and exploits our women and all these kind of things. So I do think that there is a place for it. But
Yeah, but
if
the biggest-
you only push that, then you're going to assume that the consumer doesn't want to listen or they don't want to watch that. And I think that that's a nonsense. There is a market for it. But because it's not out there, people are going to assume that people don't want to listen.
Three of the biggest rappers,
and that people don't want to watch
Three
it.
of the biggest rappers out now are Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, and Drake. Yeah? I wouldn't say all 3 of them push violence, sex, and drugs.
Not 3 of the 3 biggest.
Are they?
I think they said the most.
Okay.
So you've gone 3 out of however many.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're saying they push this, they push that. But if the biggest selling artists are the ones that actually are not doing that,
There's
then
three then.
Then clearly they're
Three.
not necessarily
I
pushing
think
that, are they?
I think
There are
there's
others.
three
What's the
out of
one
maybe
on
50 or
good,
60.
good records?
Chance the rapper,
No,
Big Sean.
Well, Chance the
Chance the rapper, another massive rapper that is thingy. There were plenty of other rappers that
nobody was pushing. Chance.
I'm not saying
Can I
that
push
there's
Chance?
none out there.
Yeah, but he's massive,
But
man.
what Stavros was alluding to is that this is what
Donald
this is
Glover.
what will make me more money. So this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, okay, but anyways, unfortunately we've run out of time. But let's just talk about Peng Life. That's the name of the program, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you watch it as well? No. So how did you feel?
I kind of felt. I think I wrote it in the group. I kind of felt like Peng Life was kind of what the Big Nasty Show was supposed to be.
Oh, sorry. Peng Life is the show by the
Chicken
The
Connoisseur.
Chicken Connoisseur. He had the YouTube channel. I thought he was hilarious. I really enjoyed the Chicken Connoisseur. Can you imagine this dude is going around rating chicken shops? And that was it. It was 5-10 minute clips or whatever. And I thought he was wicked. It was very well scripted. He was a funny dude. You know, he had an angle. The filming and editing was great on that program as well.
Yeah.
So it was an all round good program. And obviously it's been picked up by Channel 4 now. For some reason, it's like they're going around picking up blacks. So they got Big Nasty, they got Mo, because Mo is coming out with his own show on Channel 4, and the Chicken Connoisseur.
Yeah, but Channel 4's always been like that. They go.
But it seems like now it's like it's quite
So
you know,
wait,
it's
because
quite compact.
they've seen what
My social media.
What people. This is what I was saying on the actual show on Candy Conversation. Black Twitter is a weapon. And they've seen what is being picked up by Twitter. They've seen what people are doing on Twitter, and they're going forward with that. And that is what I'm trying to say. These are the reason why they're getting picked up, because Black Twitter is now pushing and making what is, what is famous, what is good.
All right, so the show.
So
I agree with you. Yeah.
So there's a power move that's happening in this show now, yeah? So remember, Chicken Connoisseur was going around London visiting all the chicken shops.
Yes.
Because the idea was that he was going to rate food that the average Joe would have come into contact with a lot and done it outside of this normal format of going to all these bougie restaurants. Yeah? So here's the first spin. This show is sponsored by KFC.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's the very first spin. So he's got KFC in there. The editing of this is very, very similar to what's it called, Peng Munch or whatever the chicken.
The Pengis Munch.
Yeah,
What is it about though?
It's so imagine he's doing the same review things, but not just for chicken. So he's reviewing a whole bunch of things. So I think this week the first episode, he was reviewing £100,000 sports car against a £10,000 sports car. He did a normal kebab from kebab shop on Ends against a £1,000 kebab. That's being sold in some special exclusive place.
So he's rated high end versus low end.
So this show he's done high end versus low end on a number of different industry sectors. But there's two things that I really liked about this show. The first thing is there is no difference between him on the Pengis Munch and him on this show.
Okay, so he's coming with that smart thing.
He's exactly the same. There's no upsell. There's no exaggeration. He's exactly the same. So that he's unchanged there.
As we could say Big Nasty was.
No.
Nah.
That's the thing.
Big Nasty,
Big
was
Nasty
different?
on Uncle Payne and Big Nasty on the Big Nasty show were two different people.
Okay. All right, so continue with let's
All
not
right,
taint
so-
him too much.
Cool. The other thing that he did that I thought was really good is that all of the what do you call high end and normal end or whatever they call it, high end and the normal end. All of the normal end places were places that we all know of. Yeah. So he even went into DNLs because he did a high end barber against what he considered to be a local barber, and he went into DNLs and compared him to some other guy that's doing haircuts at $3,000, 3 bags.
Okay.
I actually sent that to Slido, telling him he had to pop up his rates, bro. Pop your rates, bruv.
But so he compares them and he gives them ratings like that. So for me, I don't know so that was that element that I liked as well. And the third element that I liked was that he brought his Mandem through. He actually brought his Mandem through. He got two co-hosts.
They're relatives, I think.
Yeah, well, I think they used to be in the Pengis Munch as well.
Maybe, but they're twin. No, I don't remember seeing them too much. They might have been behind the camera. But
He had somebody with him that he was like filming
Twins.
him, innit?
They were
That he was
twins.
always talking to.
So they were twins, yeah? And he brought them through on this show as well. And he brought them through properly, like their names in the credits. They've got a section of the show where just them doing a section. I like what he's done.
Well done.
I like what he's done. Like I watched it with my dad. My dad was in tears throughout the whole thing. He was creasing up.
He's funny.
The guy he's hilarious. That Elijah guy is
Is he a comedian?
He's not, but he's just
But
one
he's
of
just
them.
got that
You know, them man that are just funny, just naturally funny.
Like when you look at Wahala's face.
Wow.
All right, that brings us to the end of the show.
Or
Unfortunately,
his lineup.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen. Don't disrespect my lineup, yeah.
Can I just say something?
Big up K, yeah.
When
Big up K, yeah.
when Wahala sent the clip round of the candid conversation that he had before it was released, and he's like, here's a clip of the thing. It's the advert basically. So a couple of mans on different groups, yeah. Because
Somebody called me
and said, "Wow, your hair, they did your trim properly, yeah." So somebody from this group said it, other groups said it, yeah, and like he said, somebody called him I didn't know about, right? Now the thing is, right? He said that. Tell him what you told your barber.
I told the barber, make sure that the line is nice.
Why?
Making sure it's crisp because I'm going on the tally, mate.
Okay, hold it there. Now I'm just thinking,
He had to tell his barber.
how cheeky is that I come to you every week or 2 weeks to cut
It's the
my hair?
same way he cuts my hair.
And
Nah, bruv.
only because I told you I'm going to be on TV.
No,
That's actually when you put the effort in.
Let me tell you something.
It's a bloody cheat.
It's not him.
It's a bloody cheat.
I'm not gonna let you slew the barber because I actually know it's me.
Problematic.
I actually know it's
Your
me.
barber is
I actually know it's me, and let me tell you why I know it's me, because I can leave the barber looking one way, and by the time I've got home and did whatever I'm doing, it looks a completely different way. This time I just left it. I just washed it and greased it. And most of the time I don't even grease my hair. Most of the time. That's what I actually took care of.
You don't grease your hair.
Yeah, I do it, but I don't do it too often because
Grayscale.
the razor bumps and stuff. Sometimes I can get affected and stuff, so I just every so often I don't do it so much. I don't do it the same way that everyone
Every
does.
so
man.
often,
Alcohol.
I don't do it so much. That
I
is
just-
the most
I
Nigerian line he said.
I wash it a lot. I wash it often, obviously, but because it causes some problems for my scalp.
Okay. Yes,
But,
I'm sure we would have known that.
Yeah, I'm saying, innit? But yeah, man, people was calling me. I was like, hey, you know one thing I did notice though being on that show?
Here we go.
And I didn't notice before, and you lot showed man. Yeah, my teeth is wild out here, man.
That's what happens when you suck your finger.
And my teeth is like, I didn't know it was that bad.
Your teeth is what?
Like it's buck or buck
From
teeth.
day one, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was that bad. So then when I was talking, I was thinking, why is my teeth so forward and the other teeth so back?
Why does it look
Bad
like
man forward, bad man pull up.
Like I'm eating carrots when I'm talking.
Listen, you can't even talk to me. You got
What's
your
up,
own.
Doc? Mine's not as bad as yours.
Which is weird, isn't it?
Which is weird because
Yeah, exactly.
Because you still suck your
I
thumb.
still suck my thumb.
But yeah, man,
think that's
I don't
the
look the same when I
maddest
look in the
thing,
mirror,
bro.
boy.
We need to talk about that on
we
another
don't need
episode.
to. Yeah, on another episode because we're done.
But
that.
yeah, so yeah, big up Candid Conversations again. Big up Sincerely Tops. for
You enjoyed your
inviting
time
me
there?
down. I enjoyed my time, and she would like me to obviously tell the public that they're not as vicious as everybody believes them to be. The ladies were all nice to me. I didn't have anybody on my neck.
Bruv, that's not what you told me.
I didn't have anybody on my neck.
You look
So-
like, is that a little bit of a scratch on your neck there?
No, I didn't have no one on my neck. No kitten heels on my neck, mate. They was all nice to me. I had a good time there.
Did they feed you?
God forsake.
There
the
was
people that wear
food available,
kitten
but
heels.
I obviously don't eat everything at the moment, so it was more snacks and stuff like that. So I didn't really want to get involved. But yeah, man, I had a really good time. Hopefully gonna be more episodes, so we'll see how it goes.
Anything anybody else wants to say before we go?
Power is very average.
Yeah, it's rubbish now.
Well,
Big up Snowfall.
I need to watch that.
Yeah, big up.
You do need to watch it.
all right. Well,
Don't go to me now.
okay. We are coming to the end of episode 85, I believe, of season 2. Wahala wants it known that this is season 2. We had our first season many years ago.
So how many is that altogether?
I don't know, but we're over 150.
About 100, almost 170 almost.
170 or so. Who knows?
It
Who
was
knows?
75 on the last one. Innit?
Who knows? I don't know. I don't care anymore. Right. Let's go to Simple Simon.
At Simple Simon FB on Twitter. I want to give one big shout out. I think it was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we had the opportunity to go and support some black business up in Turnpike Lane. So I'm gonna shout out a restaurant called Onidodo.
Onidodo.
Bruv, it was nice.
That is in Turnpike Lane. So
That was vexable, though.
that address is 83 Turnpike Lane, Haringey, N80DY.
Wow, off the top
How
of
far
his
is that
dome.
from the train station?
Okay, so if you're at Turnpike Lane train station, come out the exit for the main Turnpike Lane cross junction and step across the road and keep going down. It's like 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's opposite the Ladbrokes on Turnpike Lane, if you know Turnpike Lane at all.
And it's a Nigerian
It's a
restaurant.
Nigerian restaurant. I want to say fusion, but I don't know if it's fusion. I think it's not really fusion. It's just Nigerian restaurant with classic recipes with a twist.
It's a fusion, but from when you're bringing in waffles, the waffles is not Nigerian delicacy, man.
Fair enough. Yes. Fair enough. Yes. No, you're very right. It's a Nigerian fusion restaurant, and they are doing it exceptionally well.
But it's done better than that one in what's the one that we were talking about the other day? Ikoyi.
Ikoyi is like
because we'll talk about that with
that is a fusion, I guess.
It's definitely a fusion.
It's more of a kind of upper class, up market.
No, but they took Nigerian food and they made it like
something else.
Yeah,
bro.
Well,
because the chef is Oriental, bro.
We had
East Asian or whatever.
Yeah, this is an Af woman. Trust me.
This is it's a Nigerian woman.
But how was the fish, bro?
Bro, it was 3.5 kilos.
3.5 kilos.
Just give it about a year and a half, and it will turn into some tiny little sardine.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. All right, yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm saying to back them. They opened up in February. They're doing big things. Like I just said, the baked tilapia is like 3.5 kilos, and that's the normal size, people. Yeah.
Decor.
Yes,
Decor's alright.
the
Nice.
decor's nice in there.
5-star cleanliness rate.
Yeah, 5-star hygiene rating.
It's not too big, so don't expect to be able to take 150 people in the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice. We had the waffle and chicken and waffle. Soya chicken and waffle.
Soya chicken and
But
waffle.
apparently that's a special for August, but we requested that they keep that there forever because it was banking. So it's soya chicken. Well, it's not necessarily with the pepper. It's like she's cooked it in like a seasoned soya pepper thing, and then fried it, and then they have like a plantain on top of the waffle, and they put egg if you want egg on it as well. It was, trust me, it was nice.
But you know what? Because I did make a comment that it is kind of like the duck and waffle thing, but that is exactly like what the duck and waffle
with
restaurant
the
do.
egg as well.
Yeah, they do the egg and everything.
I don't care.
They don't
It's
do
nice.
the plantain though, do they?
No,
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then big up the actor who was not here. Big him up. He had like something called he had oxtail with triple cooked plantain.
Yes.
It looked nice. It's like you had been fried, grilled, and baked.
It's not Kelewele business.
No.
Should have seen their faces. Nice plantain, bro. And that was really, really nice. I had the goat meat. That was fantastic. Everything we ate. And then Tops had the agege bread dessert.
This
So
just
it was
sounds
agege
fantastic.
bread, agege French toast, sorry.
Yep.
So they made agege French toast with blueberries, ice cream,
Strawberries.
powdered sugar, caster sugar, strawberries, and ice cream. Oh my God, it was nice, man. Bigger up, man.
And we were just talking about Gege bread last week.
Yeah, we were.
Just last week. And
Agege bread.
Agege bread dessert.
Oh, and they have a dessert that's an apple crumble with chin chin on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
okay,
We have to put
okay.
a menu out there like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's Only Dodo. That is www.onidodo.co.uk. Oni Dodo.
Oni. That's not water, is it?
No. Omi is
So which one is Oni now?
I think that's like
Got a name, mate.
Either way.
Yeah, because Dodo is the plantain, isn't it?
Not necessarily.
My mistake. It could be. It's not Dudu.
I don't know what the thing is. You'd have to ask them because if it doesn't have the accents on it, then I don't necessarily know what.
Okay,
it is.
sorry. We're going to.
Yeah. So if you need to find them, you can search on Twitter. It's Only Dodo as well. I gave you the website as well. Definitely, Simple Simon's pick of the week.
patronizing that black business.
Trust me.
All right, Mr. Wolf.
Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf. And yeah, man, good to be back after a couple of weeks.
It's good to have you back, brother.
Yeah.
Nice. And Oni, isn't that like one of the gods, Yoruba gods? Maybe. I think.
Dudu is DU, not DO, innit?
No, DO.
So maybe it's the black god.
But just find out.
We'll
what it is
find
later,
out.
man.
Okay,
So
all
us
right.
guessing
Sorry.
I'm making us
Go
look stupid.
on, Wahala.
Yeah, because Yoruba people are probably cussing us right now.
Yeah.
The ones that know, they're like, these idiots. Look at
God
them.
damn.
They had
I'm
a-
not
they-
your-
Oh, you bob boys.
Simple
had a-
Simon's not Yoruba.
Oh, you bob boys.
Or whatever it is he says. Kwani, I don't know what he said.
Iboqueno.
Yeah, one of them. things.
Iboqueno.
They had a
in
good
the
podcast.
Mamano.
And then they went and spoiled it in the end. Look at this guy holding his head. Go on, Big Wala. Your church notes and your socials.
At Big Wahala, Insta at Big Wahala on Twitter. I want to shout out One Stop Dreadlock, and she's gonna be on a show. So not like a show, like a podcast type show, but they're doing like a it's like a hair event for experts and such. It's called Afro Hair Talk. the practical edition. It is on the 2nd of September. It is between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. and it is at the Strand Palace Hotel, London, WC2ROJJ. Again, that's the Strand Palace Hotel. You can buy your tickets from Eventbrite. Please do so. And she'll be there talking about, obviously, everything to do with dreadlocks.
I was going to cut you off, man.
2nd of September.
Just as they did on the BBC.
Well, no one ever lets me do my adverts without us having my adverts being done.
I forgot about that.
Well, that is you got a few weeks for that still, so I would recommend do that at the beginning.
I'll do that. I'll do it every week if I
do
can.
it at the beginning.
I'll do it every week.
Okay, well done. She's an expert panelist there.
Yeah, of course, man. What do you mean? I'm an expert. Man.
Yeah. So all you women that want to have fake hair, go and listen to the expert at this place on the 2nd of September,
and then do the right thing.
And I'll be in Africa looking at all the fake hair over there. Oh goddamn! All right. Stavros says this week is bigging up my boy Alexander Mosi. You've heard us mention the name a couple of times. His Lux Afrique Polo Day. That is on the 18th of August, so it's soon after this podcast comes out. And basically, it's a polo event where with an African twinge, an African taint. You would know more about it, Mr. Wolf, than me.
Well, we know that polo is quite popular back home, isn't it? So
I didn't know that.
Very, very popular in Nigeria, and in some southern parts of Africa as well, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and what have you. Obviously, it's for a certain clientele that will watch the thing. So what he's done is that he's decided to bring African polo players to London to play and to, hit the wooden thing on the ball and with horses and, people looking elegant and fine and suave. So he's getting good people, high-end people together. And what I would say is that come down to enjoy this thing. And also, well, it is a networking thing, but it's also for you to come and enjoy yourself. So if you are somebody who wants to get in with a certain type of people from all kinds of different backgrounds and businesses, then I would say come down and network, man, and see what going on. But also, it's a day and a night after party to just enjoy yourself.
Well, he gave it better ratings than I would have. Sorry, not better ratings. He bigged it up better than I could. You're a better promoter than I am. So it's £49 is the baseline ticket. It does go up a bit more. If you are bowling, you can go up to 5k. Yes, that is 5k for a table of 10. But there's tickets ranging between 49 and 5,000. During the day, it's at the Ham Polo Club, which is in London. The dress code is African Boldness / Polo Chic. It's supporting the Nelson Mandela Foundation. So it's polo. Food is inclusive in that £50 ticket. Gourmet African food, by the way. And you see the polo game and the live performance. Like Mr. Wolf said, there is an after party. Let me just get the details up for that. And that is at Madame Club. Did I pronounce it right?
Madame.
Because it's two different words. And that is 58 Porchester Road. But you can find out all these details same day. And you can find out all the details at luxafriquepolo.com. So that's luxafriquepolo.com. And you get all the details there. You can buy your tickets, find out what it's all about, and find out more information. So that is my Stavros Says this week.
How much was the Beyonce tickets?
Just under £100.
So, I mean, £50 for normal events, I would say, is expensive, but this is something different, which will take you into the after party as well. So it does start from £50 up to £99, and then £199, and £255, and then £500, and then so on and so forth.
You're justifying the price.
Yeah, man.
For people who can't afford it, they can't afford it.
Well, if they can't afford it, then fine. But if you can, and you're just saying no because of the price, then come down.
A number of the ESN guys will be there. So if you want to see us and tell us how problematic we are in person, you can come down and talk to me in my face, innit? You don't have to block me. You can block me in person now. So I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss and block me there. Wonderful. I'll take that on the chin, no problem. You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcasts on all your social media. Search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. Use the hashtag ESN Pod. That is ESN Pod when you're discussing us and all the questions and comments that we have on this podcast. Use the email esnpodcast@gmail.com. If you want to send any questions or long form stuff in, or dilemmas, by all means, please send it in. I am the relationship expert. I will tell you about yourself. Please let me tell you, because I do know what I'm talking about. Trust me, I will enhance your life. Just send me the questions and I'll let you know. You sit there quietly and listen to what I got to say. I believe that is it. Yeah, thank you for listening to episode 85 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast, series 2. Shout out the actor. Hopefully he's back for next week. Peace.
If you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Slag for life.
It's all about Rob and his big fat sister Lyor, man. 2 of them claims of them now, man. And them argument, throw me.
What's that last one? I don't know none of the lyrics to that, so that's the first time I've heard the lyrics.
Now he said it to me. The missus said it to me one time. And I used to say it's all about money. And I said, I thought it was just shouting rubbish.
I don't know what you were saying. I didn't even put words to it. They were just sounds to me.
And I'm you got this on it. TV, I don't know what he was saying.
That's Sony TV,
That's what someone needs to do.